people? Welcome to another episode of Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop, here with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you living today, man? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, man, living good, man, feeling better. You know what I'm saying? Thursday's coming. You know what I'm saying? It was a little ugly weekend for... No, it was a bittersweet weekend for your dog, so I'm feeling good. Number one in the division, baby.
I got you. Still number one. Hey, go ahead and rock with it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. After this week 2, those slate of games, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It's a lot of smoke in the air, man. It's smoke in the air.
It's smoke in there now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, cause some teams blew it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Some teams blew it. You know what I'm saying? So it's still smoke in the air, man. I've been cleaning out my basement, man, trying to fan. I got the fans on. I got the AC going, man. I'm trying to get some of this smoke out, man, because some of these teams blew it, like I said, man. But we're going to definitely get into that today, man. Definitely going to jump into some of these games for sure. Y'all know what we do today. Today, we recap the games. And, of course, we got the Thursday night game coming tomorrow. So, of course, we're going to give you a little bit of preview of that. But before we do that, man, a couple of announcements for everybody. Transition to YouTube. We told y'all multiple times, man. We moving on to YouTube. We will no longer be on Facebook today.
Today is the day.
Today is the last day we will be live on Facebook, man. Today is the last day we'll be live on Facebook. Every other day after that, we're going to be on YouTube, man. So Wednesday at 7 o'clock, that time, Willie tell y'all each and every week, we're going to be on YouTube. We're not going to be on Facebook, all right? Now, don't get me wrong. The group is still going to be open. The chat is now 100% open. You know what I'm saying? There is no more approved posts. Y'all can definitely go in there, make your post. Now, it's strictly about football, strictly about NFL. It's strictly respectful. At the moment we see some of that, man, we're gonna have to delete some of that. You know what I'm saying?
Out of there, man.
We got to keep it respectful in there, man, because that's what we bring it to y'all. We expect y'all to be the same. Hey, we like a healthy debate. We can go at it, but at the same time, it's got to be respectful, man. It's got to be the stuff that we talking about, and we talking about NFL, man. So
exactly,
we moving to YouTube. The chat is 100% open. Put your stuff in there, man. Invite some more people. Get some more people to join the game. We a family over here. Get comfortable. Come to the crib. We got everything set up for y'all, man. So we definitely want y'all coming over, all right?
For sure. Man, look at day one game. Jarrell already in the building, man. He said, hey, hit that button and come on in the door, man. You heard what he said. Hit my button and come in the door, man. Shout out to my dog, man.
Right. Get on in here, man. Get on here. Y'all know what time it is. All right, Willie Jack, man. Well, without further ado, man, we're going to jump into some of these games, man. We had a lot of different games, and like I said, it was a smoke in the air. And, man, this first game, you
smell smoke, boy. I'm smelling trash. It's a lot of trash fall out here, boy. Hey, I'm smelling hot garbage, boy. Hot garbage, boy. It's
gotcha. Hey, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this I'm going to put this out here too. Facebook, we got Suge in the building. What's going on, moms? How you living?
What's going on?
Anybody in here on Facebook, make sure you put your name in there so we know exactly who's talking, because we can't see it from the restream, man, from the live. So make sure you put your name in there on the Facebook, man, if you comment from Facebook. But without further ado, let's jump into this first game, Willie Jack. And we had the Jets go to Cleveland to take on the Browns, and the Jets came away with this W, man. I don't know how many people seen this one coming, but the Jets end up winning this game 31-30. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one, man?
Oh, man. I loved it, for one, because, you know what I'm saying, it was an ugly day for me, so I lost. So the only thing that can fix it when your team loses is the rest of your division got to lose. And so the Jets was down in this game, man. At one point, they down 20 points. Man, I didn't even stop checking on that game, man. It was over. It was a wrap. Then, before you know it, Jets down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Before you know it, Jets down 1 touchdown, down less than the touchdown, down 6 points in the fourth quarter. Before you know it, onside kick, man. Surely the Jets not gonna do it, and I'd be damned if they didn't. The Jets end up coming back and winning that game 31-30, man. It was wonderful. Like, it was a wonderful feeling for me. The bigger thing, man, for me was shout out to the Jets. Hey, shout out to Joe Flacco, man. Rewinding the clock one time, man, and getting, sometimes it's good to be good, sometimes it's better to be lucky. Because they had a couple breaks, man. Even on that drive, the passes that went for incompletions were good incompletions because it stopped the clock anyway. Like, there was little dump off passes that would have hurt them in the long run. Man, if you're Cleveland, this is what's troubling for Cleveland. There's 3 big plays or 3 big mistakes in this game. And let me know if I don't want to take all the juice out of this.
No, you good, bro. Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
3 big plays in this game, man. Now, for one, this is one that I know it's a conversation. I know it's an established thing, but I'm always in the mind of if we can score a point, score them, period. So should Nick Chubb have scored that last touchdown or not, or should he went to the 1 yard line, took a knee? And so that's play number one. Because I guess if he goes there, he takes a knee. The Jets were out of timeouts as well. We can't even forget. So does he take a knee there? He doesn't. He goes ahead and punches it in to score. It was a big day for him on the ground. I think 3 total touchdowns. He punches it in. The field goal kicker misses the extra point. So now it's a 13-point lead as opposed to a 14.
That's another thing. That was big. That was big.
Yeah, that was play number 2. Play number 1 for me was Chubb. Does he take the touchdown? Does he take a knee? Play number 2, the mixed extra point. And then that third play, the first touchdown that before the onside kick, Denzel Ward, it looked like it was obvious. It was just a coverage bust. So they're in zone. It looked like it should have been shell or it should have been cover 4 if I remember the play right. I think everybody's going deep. But he's got his eyes on the quarterback. He's in zone, but he's sinking. But he lets it wasn't Garrett Wilson. He lets
Cody Davis.
No, Corey Davis. He lets Corey Davis. Yeah, he lets Corey Davis go right by him, thinking that he's got over the top. Somebody else has over the top responsibility, and it's a wide open 60-yard touchdown that puts them back in the game. And then we know the rest of that story that happened. So there's 3 key plays right there that the Browns and the Browns fans and I'm sure the Browns coaches they've talked about and discussed. But yeah, no, like I said, I love to see it. Like I said, the Browns lost. So hey, I take it.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. I think all those plays were crucial, and I put that on everybody, man. I'm putting it on everybody because even if Chubb stops, if Chubb doesn't get in, yeah, they can run the clock out. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That could end the game. I get that. But he does go in. He goes in, they up by 2 touchdowns with 1:55 left. It's only a minute.
And no timeouts. And the Jets ain't got no timeout.
Why can't you make that stop? You got to get the stop. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the stop at the end of the day. So that's on y'all too. You know what I'm saying? So y'all did that. And then to not get not be prepared for that onside kick, because if you remember the onside kick, when they kicked it, it was only one guy there to get it, and that was Amari Cooper. He was there by himself. Yeah. One guy was going to hit whoever were the next 3 or 4 Jets guys coming, and it was Amari Cooper trying to get it. And if that ball's fluttering, you need a couple guys ready to go just in case that ball bounced left or right. We all know football. Football ain't round. It ain't going straight.
You don't feel like Amari had a little hesitation?
Possibly, but that's probably because he's the number 1 receiver. He's got 3 guys running full speed at him with only 1 blocker.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You gotta have a hungry dog. You want somebody to fight over a bone.
You do.
Like you said, hey, Amari ain't been hungry in a long time.
Well, that's on the coaches. The coaches need to know what they need. They need to know they need to put the dogs out there. I
want a hungry dog out there on the field. I ain't gonna say Amari ain't soft and like that, but I want a hungry dog. Hungry dog can fight you over a bone. You know what I'm saying? Dog eating good, boy. He'll pick and choose when he want it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, man. So that's pretty much what happened with that particular game. And my last note on the game, man. Garrett Wilson, man, coming out party, rookie. Out of Ohio State, had a very, very, very good game. I think it was 8 catches for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. He caught the game-winning touchdown. Matter of fact, so
and they left some yards on the field. Garrett Wilson and Joe Flacco left some more yards on the field as well in that game. So he finished with a big day. And boy, he could have got closer to 200. There was yards out there. Yeah, plays didn't come up.
So that's where we go with that, man. Real Deal Sports in the building, man. My dog in the
building. What's going on?
Shout out, man. Shout out to Real Deal Sports STL, man. Shout out to my guy doing his thing.
That's the family right there. What's going on with you, big
dog? Tom checking in. He said, "I'm glad they lost. We need a good draft pick."
Shout out to our dog, Tom, man. What's going on, man? Day One Gang. What's going on?
All right. And then we got somebody said Eagles gang checking in. I got a few Eagles fans we got, man, that are part of the family, man. You gotta let us know who you are. If you comment from Facebook, you gotta let us know who you are, man, so we'll know who's making those comments. So I need to know. Eagles gang checking in. I want to know who you are.
Eagles gang, I got you, Chop. We already know Day One gang in the building. So it's either gotta be Duke or it's gotta be William White. They the other Eagles fans.
It's Duke. He says Duke. Duke in the building. Duke, what's going on with you, sir?
Duke in the building. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on with you? Hey, and just a matter of fact, since we got Jarrell in the building, hey, remember, get your weekly picks in. All right?
Yeah, facts,
get your weekly picks tomorrow. I need those picks in. What time the game? It's 7:15. I need them in by 7:14:59. If your picks ain't in by 7:14:59,
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't do nothing about it, bro.
Hey, get right or get left, boy. Hey, you can get right or get left, man.
Get right or get left.
Get right or get left.
That's right. Moving on to the next game, Willie Jack. Let's go into the Washington at Detroit game. Detroit ends up pulling this one off 36-27. Willie Jack, I believe you called this one, man. What's your thoughts on this one, man?
Oh, hold on, wait. Which one you just go to?
Washington at Detroit.
Oh, Washington Detroit. Man, why is my game out of order again? Okay,
don't worry about it. I'll make it quick for you.
No, you good. Oh yeah. I was about to say Washington Detroit, man. Hey, I loved it, man. We've been cheering for the Lions, man, and Dan Campbell. Like I said, they got all the personality, man. And to see them go out there and get a dub, and an impressive dub too. They play some ball, man. Aiden Hutchinson out there doing his thing, man. Announced himself to the league, 3 sacks. Man, I'm trying to tell you. I said it last week, man. I'm gonna keep saying it. The more I see DeAndre Swift, man, that boy is real. That boy legit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, he's trending top 10. I tell you that right now, boy. That boy's trending top 10, man. So
I might put him there now.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, only reason I ain't went through the actual names in my mind, but he's trending top 10.
It sound right. Sure. It sound right though. It sound right.
Yeah, for sure, man. So now I'm excited for those Lions, man. So happy to see them winning and doing well, man. That's just an organization. They just spend all their life in the gutter, man. They need a little time in the sun. So I love to see it.
Gotcha. I'm proud of them too, man. Glad they got their win. Even though I did pick against them, man. Glad that they got that win. And this is one of those games where you get what you get from Wentz, man. You gonna get the explosive side, but it comes with this too. It comes with the turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take what you get from Wentz. You know, they did end up putting up some points in this game, but it wasn't enough to overcome Detroit, man. And like you said, couple quick things for me, man. It's 4 guys in which I feel like they're going to be some key pieces to the future of this team. Swift, we already talked about. St. Brown, he's another guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember St. Brown. Yeah, man. He's nice, man.
He had a big day. Aiden Hutchinson had 3 sacks this game. The rookie, who me and you both had as the number 1 defensive end in this draft, he came out and he did his thing. And then Jared Goff, okay? And hear me out on Jared Goff. Hear me out. Jared Goff was 25 when he was with us. You know what I'm saying? He's only 27 now. He's only going to continue to grow as an NFL quarterback and get better and be a great veteran. Right now, he's a great leader and a great veteran. Now, if he continues to get better, he's gotten – we're watching quarterbacks now. He's gotten to he's 35. If he continues to improve as a quarterback and they continue to build on his team, hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at a playoff team in a couple years here as far as like consistent, like they consistent playoff team. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, they got some stuff to build off of. I'm going to say that for sure.
Bro, until you say that, I didn't realize he was still that young. Because, like, in my mind, it just feel like he washed. You know what I'm saying? It just feel like he, 32 on the wrong side of 30.
And so many times, too, Willie Jack, what we do is, after the first 2 or 3 years, if you haven't blossomed, then you ain't going to blossom. Man, but in reality, after the first 3 years, yeah, you see a lot within a player, but they still grow. You know what I'm saying? They're still learning as they go. So for a guy like Jared Goff, like I said, he was 25 with us. He played in the Super Bowl very early. It's not too many guys you can say who was in the Super Bowl before the age of 25. You know what I'm saying? And he was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he has a lot of experience, and he's continuing to get experience. He's getting more composure. And, hey, man, in a few years, you never know, man. You never know. So, you know what I'm saying?
FSQC Hobby Hangout in the building, man. He said, hey, usually that's true. And I think, in fairness, like I said, I think because sometimes guys can be relatively late bloomers, but I think it is like fewer and farther in between. But yeah, no, man, if he's going to have an official rebirth or resurgence to his career, man, that, hey, you know how me and Chop get down, man. We love to see it, man. We in favor of all the players doing well and all the players getting paid. So, hey, man, if Jared Goff go and find a second home, man, and establish himself and keep it going, hey, shout out to you, man. And especially for those Lions, man. The Lions need something to cheer about, man. That fan base, they deserve a win or at least a real run or something.
Facts, man. All right, well, then let's jump into this one, man. This next game, man, we got Tampa Bay. They go to New Orleans to take on the Saints, and Tampa Bay ends up winning this game 20-10. All right. Now, as we talked about in the pregame show, when we was doing Chop Willie in the morning, Sundays at 10 a.m., you know what I'm saying, we talked a little bit about this game. And first and foremost, we know the last 5 meetings that the Saints and the Tampa Bay Bucks have had before Sunday, the Saints are 4-1 against them. They're 4-1 against Tampa Bay. Ever since Tom Brady's been there, essentially, they're 4-1 against Tampa Bay, and it on paper, this was a game where it didn't look all good for Tampa Bay. They were banged up. They were missing pretty much almost all their receivers except for Mike Evans. Mike Evans was the only receiver that was there, and they were banged up all over the place. The left tackle was out, and then they had just about all the rest of the receivers were questionable going into this game. Mm-hmm. And this was a game where I still couldn't go against Tom Brady, right? Still couldn't go against Tom Brady. And the reason why was exactly the reason why they won this game. It was like a great defense. I couldn't go with Winston going against a good defense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that defense showed up. Winston ended up having 3 picks within 13 minutes. And like Wentz, this is what you get. I've watched Winston long enough to know Wentz and Winston. Dang, they both got W names and both got the same type of game. But anyway, but it's one of those things where you're gonna get what you're gonna get. You're gonna get last week's Winston, where he gonna light you up and put you in the game, and y'all gonna win it because of his performance. And then you're gonna get games like this where he's gonna turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? In specific spots where you need to be safe with the ball. So they got that side of Winston and it hurt him. And Tom Brady is the one where if he doesn't have a lot, he had that good defense. As long as he played a safe game, he was going to be fine until he made that one play. That one throw was the one throw that they needed to put him over the top. And then they sealed the deal with the pick 6 that Winston threw. So
yeah, and I think for me, man, and now a lot of y'all in here, man, I'm gonna have to call y'all out because a lot of y'all in here with the 2020 hindsight. Now all of a sudden it's man, Big Dubs in the building. Now all of a sudden it's, man, you never bet against Tom. Now Jarrell out here, man, it's TB12, man. Yeah, everybody feeling good now, man. But when Tom was 0-4 before facing them Saints before this last week, man, everybody wasn't so confident. Sunday morning before kickoff, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about this one, man, and this is the thing with Jameis. Jameis is he's still uber talented. He really is. But the thing is, like, when things start to go, not even go wrong necessarily, but that was it was 3-3 at halftime in that game. And so I think what happens with Jameis is he starts pressing, he starts wanting to push, he starts wanting to force things and get things going. He wants to be the guy. He wants to get the guy to be the spark to get this team winning. He wants to, he wants it on him. And so those are things I can appreciate in a player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a guy who's going to run to, like, when the Bullets are firing football and soldiers is the only play arenas you want guys running towards live bullets. You know what I'm saying? When something's going on, man, we got to run to, we got to charge ahead. You know what I'm saying? Push through it. And Jameis wants to do that, but the quality of his play drops because he does get too risky, too chancy, trusts himself too much, and etc. But besides all that, let's talk about the real meat of the game, man. Mike Evans. The
man. Real meat.
Yeah, we don't get. Yeah, we done with the entrees, man. We did a lot of talking over the super salad. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot of talking about the super salad. We got to talk about the entree right now, man. Mike Evans, bro. Mike Evans wilding. And his reasoning and excuses and whatever he tried to say, man, that's BS, is nonsense. And so, of course, I'm talking about the play. There was a little bit of a scrum. Now, this is a heated rivalry. You know what I'm saying? So there's guys having words. Marshawn Lattimore and Tom Brady are chirping. Nothing outrageous. He didn't put his hands on Tom. First off, ain't nobody in the league foolish enough to put their hands on Tom. That's number one. If anybody's safe to walk around on the field around Myles Garrett with your helmet off, it's only Tom TB12 Tom Brady. Nobody else. Nobody's touching Tom, Mike Evans. We all know this. They're having words. And so he runs. Boy was damn near on the sideline. Boy ran about 12 yards. Mind you, Mike Evans 6'4", 230. Big boy. Bro sprints and takes out Marshawn Lattimore under the guards of QTO with the cry face. Man, that's my quarterback. Man, get the hell out of here, dog. Lattimore been locking your ass up since he been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a history of clamping your ass, boy. And we know. And I'm sure in y'all back and forth,
that was frustrating. That was for sure frustrations from not being able to do the things that he's normally able to do in a football game. That was frustrating,
bro. And this has happened before. Our dog man Craig Brody. He reminded me when me and him were talking about it in the group. Like, man, he pulled the same stunt in like 2017 or 2019 or something like that. Same thing, same cheap shot against Lattimore because he put them cuffs on that boy. You know what I'm saying? And I like Mike Evans, so I'm not trying to knock Mike Evans. I like Mike Evans, but that was whole shit. Or that was whole activity. Period, bro. Period. Like, you got your issue with that man that put his paws on you. You know what I'm saying? In the football sense, you can't get off like you want to, man. You frustrated. Then you go see that man. You know what I'm saying? You don't run and try to, you know what I'm saying, and nose dive off the damn top rope. And you know what I'm saying? Hit that man and knock him down when he ain't looking. And then the response from the NFL, both of them get thrown out the game. Now, Mike Evans has been suspended in an additional game, but I'm not going to lie. Craig Brody, now he's a Saints fan. He's a Louisiana boy. So he's like, that ain't enough. He needs 2 games. But so I don't know how you feel about that. And the reason why he said that, because it is a repeat offense, the very same identical offense as when it happened like a couple years ago. Him taking the cheap shot at Lattimore when he's not looking after the whistle, and he already has been suspended a game for that. So as a repeat offender, and it's not even that as a repeat offender in another game, in another situation, this same team, that same player, and I'm not gonna lie, the fact that it is repeat specific to this very situation, and it wasn't Browns Pittsburgh. Boys wasn't throwing hands and helmets, and then you got to run in because it is what it is. At that point, that ain't what it was. Tom is chirping, Lattimore's chirping back, bro. You came and dove up it was way egregious. It was way out of line. And his whole thing, he's looking at the red talking about, man, it's Tom Brady. What you want me to do? Man, I want you to keep your goddamn mind, boy, because you're a professional. That's what I want you to do. You're a professional and a grown man. You know what I'm saying? If you see him put his hands on Tom, go crazy. Man, him and Tom doing this back and forth, man, it was whole. It was whole activity, bro. Yeah. I can't let it slide. Hell no.
I don't think he deserves more because at the end
I want 2 games. He already got 1 chop. I think he need 2, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't have been mad at 2.
The reason why is because he pushed him. And then he pushed him, and he went to the ground. And of course, he was coming.
It was a strong ass. It was strong.
It was a push. He ain't like he stole him. Ain't like he was down on the ground twisting his helmet, with him in a headlock, was choking him out. He pushed him. Yeah, he pushed him hard, and he fell. Cool, but he pushed him. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I agree with it? But he pushed.
This, Chop. When's the last time you had your teeth clacked? Because that was one of them pushes, because he wasn't ready. You know, so his body's loose. You know that boy teeth probably clacked. He might have bit his tongue. Bruh, that was more than a regular push. And he probably got the wind knocked at him. Like, when you just complete, like getting blindsided in the game, bro. Like, bruh, getting ear hole when you don't see it coming. Man, that's a whole different type of hit. Like,
I heard you about an ear hole, but he didn't he pushed him with his hands. Like, he didn't come and hit him, headbutt him. Or like it wasn't like an actual hit, it was a push. He pushed him, man. Yeah, he came in, caught him off guard and all that type of stuff. Yeah, give him 1 game suspension. He fine. He's all right. He pushed him, man.
And that's number 2. Because like I said, now what happens number 3? Because now, and shout out to our dog Ty, he said, man, they got to meet up. And I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans got to see me, bro. Hey, he got to see me now. He got to see me now regardless. He got to see me right now, bro. Hell no. Hell no.
He gonna see him again, and guess who's gonna be guarding Mike Evans the second time around?
Oh, it's gonna be Lattimore. Our dog Miles in the building, man. Shout out to my dog, man. He said it's been several years between the last incident. Now my dog Miles, man, he used to work for them folks, man. He was the police. So Miles, you tell me if years between your last robbery and years between tomorrow's robbery makes any relevance at all when you go before the judge. Now you got an escalator, big dog, and now you're a repeat offender. A repeat offender doesn't get the same. He got that last sentence because it was just his first time. He's a repeat offender, bro. The same team and the same player. And this situation, I think, was probably less intense than the first time. Like, bro, they were having words. And it was a gang of other folks on both teams around. And it sparked a bench clearing scene like in baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, hell no. Not repeat.
He got the 1 game. I think the 1 game is enough, man. Because at the end of the day, it still was a push. He just fell. He fine, man. It wasn't. He pushed the guy.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, if I'm Marshawn Lattimore and I know when I catch Mike Evans slipping, it ain't number 1 game, I'm teeing his ass. He getting teed on TV.
But that's different though, Willie. Pushing a punch.
Nah, bro. No.
Push and a punch?
I'm cleaning them up. That's what I'm saying. Like that's like I don't like, bro. He bulldozed. When you heard what Darrell said, bro. I don't want us to just say it was just a run and shove and push. You can shove and push somebody down, bro. We're talking about a 230-pound man that sprinted 12 yards and dove with his body into another man. Hell no, bro. He delivered a blow.
On, man. He
delivered a blow, Chop.
If Marshawn Lattimore was a ball carrier, anybody diving, nobody. And his weight ain't got nothing to do with it, man. His weight ain't got nothing to do with it. He ain't diving nobody. He pushed.
Well, it absolutely does. This was it was a tackle, bro. You can tackle people like that. Run and you don't wrap up and take it to the ground, but you run, you build up speed in open field, and then dive at it, boy. Bro, that's a tackle. Exactly. Yeah. That's a tackle, bro. Hell no.
Yeah, but it's not illegal if a 300-pound guy come do it versus a 200-pound guy.
No. I'm not saying it's not illegal. What I'm saying is in the context of how it happened. I wasn't a ball carrier, bro. Like, no, I'm talking looking this way, woo, and then, like, come on.
He got pushed. He's fine. But he got up and he's perfectly fine. Push the right
word, man. We ain't giving it this proper respect. It was damn near attack. You already said it, man.
But y'all tripping. Anyway, man, come on. Let's move on to this next game, Willie Jack, man. We had Carolina, man. They go to New York to take on the Giants, man. And the Giants come away with this W. They win this game 19-16. Willie Jack, what's up, man?
My father's in the comments again.
You good.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to.
I jump into it. Don't worry about it. So look, anyway, who said coaches don't matter? That's my question for this game. Who said coaches don't matter? And I'm just gonna explain this to y'all for those who, you know what I'm saying, who may not know exactly what I mean. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all don't. But what Brian Daboll is doing over there is changing the culture, man. He's changing the culture of this team. And that's the reason why right now they're sitting at 2-0. Who expected the Giants to be 2-0 right now in this particular season? Probably nobody, but they are. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Now, granted, the first game was against Tennessee, in which nobody probably expected them to win. But then they come away with this W against Carolina, which for Carolina, it's a very winnable game. But I think what Brian Daboll is doing, like I said, is changing the culture of this team. And I'm going to give you some examples. He's playing guys with grit, okay? And I'm going to put it in these terms. When you go to a job, right, or you've been working the job and you get that new manager to come in, it's a reason why a lot of times they clean house. You know what I'm saying? To an organization that hasn't been doing well. It's because a lot of people don't like change. A lot of people aren't susceptible to change. And this is kind of what we're seeing, okay? Listen to these names. Richie James, David Seals, Sterling Shepard, and Tanner Hudson all had multiple catches this game. I didn't name Kadarius Toney. I ain't named Kenny Galladay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't name Darius Slayton. Those are three receivers that's been a part of this team. Now, Kadarius Toney, it's only his second year. Well, those other two receivers has been there multiple years and haven't done nothing. So for me, Brian Daboll, he pretty much came in and said, look, I'm coming in here and I'm going to play the guys that want to get in here and they want to win. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are susceptible to change, which, like I said, I mentioned Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard's been there for a little while. Saquon Barkley has shown up and looks to be a leader on this team. And there's still some other guys that have been on the team that are making a name for themselves. But what he's doing is he's not afraid to say, I don't care how much money you're making or what you're doing. I'm here to win. That's my number one goal, and that's what we're going to do, which is the reason why these guys are going to play, because they want to win. They're going to put us in a position to win. And these other guys, I don't care what your name is. I don't care what your contract say. You ain't got to play. And Kenny Galladay, he's dropping down that depth chart, and don't be surprised if he ain't on the team by the end of this year, man. But what Brian Daboll is doing, they come away with this victory, man, and Baker Mayfield is who we thought he was.
And yeah, man, and honestly, I mean, you pretty much covered everything, man. Jarrell, day one game, Jarrell tagging in, man, said, told you no faith in Baker. And honestly, man, the thing, I think the bigger problem in Carolina, I think Matt Rule has proven he's not an NFL caliber coach. And so I think these last few years in Carolina, I think we've kind of, I'm speaking for myself, I almost kind of gave him a little bit of a pass because they didn't have a quarterback. You had to go get Sam Darnold. That obviously didn't work. Your best player, Christian McCaffrey, he gets hurt, he gets injured. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him we kind of gave him a pass because we know he's dealing with a deficit in talent. And so not to say now that the team is overly talented, but they do have valuable pieces. Christian McCaffrey is back. Now it's only 2 games to the season, but he is back. You bring over Baker, which is still an upgrade from Darnold. Like you said, you still got DJ Moore. So you still got some pieces. The things are starting to come together. That defense has some pieces as well. But honestly, I think I don't like what I think. Okay, I think Rule's done after this year. That's what I say. I think Rule's definitely done after this year. Now, whether or not the Baker experiment continues after this year, I doubt it. Just because whoever comes in there, I want to come in fresh. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to come in and still have your laundry in the laundry room when I come by the house. You know what I'm saying? So I would expect everybody there's going to be a lot of new faces in new places. But yeah, I think a bigger problem in Carolina is definitely Matt Rule, man. And I think he's got to get up out of there.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll see what's going to happen. I kind of feel like you, Willie Jack, man. So these guys ain't going to have as long of a leash, man. They need to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes. We got a couple people in the comments, man. Tom say, I just want to say Willie used to say Baker was better than Deshaun. Used to say that Willie Jack.
No, I ain't say Baker was better than Deshaun, but Baker is still better than a lot of quarterbacks still starting. It's a different conversation right now today. But I'm talking about when Baker was being a successful quarterback, when his touchdown to interception ratio was 27 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, and he took led Cleveland to the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a viable starting quarterback. Now, I ain't never said he was better than Deshaun Watson, but I ain't gonna sit here and also reminisce and romanticize who and what Deshaun Watson was before he left, though, either. Deshaun Watson wasn't a top 5 quarterback when he left. So Deshaun Watson was closer to Baker Mayfield than he was to Patrick Mahomes. No, I ain't gonna go that far, but he was closer. I was gonna go too far. But I'm saying is my thing was, I don't want us to act like Patrick Mahomes just came back and signed with the Browns, because he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun Watson was a player who was ascending, who was also Hopkins dependent. There was a lot of flaws in his game as well. Held the ball too long, played a lot of hero ball, didn't read and take passes that were there and available because he was looking for his guy. So there was a lot of flaw in his game as well, and a lot of things that didn't go right for that team because of decisions he made. You know what I'm saying? Don't. Well, you gave up. Hey, it is what it is. I don't want to knock Deshaun. I want him to do well. But nah, as far as Baker being better than Deshaun, I ain't never said that. Come on, man.
All right, man. I heard you, Willie Jack, man. All right, man. Let's move on to this next game, man. We had New England. They went to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, man. And I know you hurt, man. I know you hurt, Willie Jack, man. New England won this game 17-14. Willie, talk to me, man. This your team. What's up,
man? Yeah, and this one, man. This is. There's what, 3 plays? There's 3 plays for Pittsburgh that lost this game, and 2 of the 3 plays that we lost this game on resulted in touchdowns for New England. And mind you, they only scored 2 touchdowns. So there's 3 big mistakes by us. And then a third thing, which is a credit to New England and another deficit against us, New England's receivers got busy. Ahkello Witherspoon is our top corner now. He had a very good showing last year. We brought him over, traded him for him from Seattle, and he got cooked. So he got cooked all day long. The 3 plays, giving up that deep-ass touchdown with 20 seconds left to go in the half, and then New England gets the ball in the start of the second half as well. That right there could have been it. The way that game played out, that could have been it. So he gives up a 50. I don't even know if it's 50. I don't know if Mac Jones can throw the ball 50 yards. Let's say he gave up a 40-yard Hail Mary moonshot up the right sideline. I think was it Jacoby Myers,
Nelson Aguilar.
How far you think Mac Jones can throw the ball, Chop?
I bet you Mac Jones can throw about 60, 65.
65? All right.
About 60, 65. I
don't know, cuz. I don't know.
I give him about 60. I give him about 60.
Man, with everything he's got fresh off a bowl of Wheaties and orange juice, I give him 60. But in the game, moving around, live and just chucking it, nah. I give him 52 on his best.
It's hard for me to believe that his arm not stronger than mine, though. That's how I'm kind of measuring.
Hey, y'all hear Chop just soft pat himself on the back, man. He got at least those 60, boy. He at least got those. He at least got those. Yeah, Chop.
I'm for real though, bro. I'm dead serious. I'm straight serious. Like you an NFL quarterback. But you know what? I watch like some people, like it's some people in the league. Like I feel like, oh man, I could throw for all of these guys. My arm's stronger than his right now. Like we go back and look at like guys like Chad Pennington.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Mac Jones is in that same vein as Chad Pennington.
Yeah, like those guys. I'm like, yeah.
Oh no. Now I ain't saying that you gotta have a Josh Allen arm come in because these guys can still
sure.
You know, you can still be successful nowadays. Drew Brees didn't have the strongest of arms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Peyton Manning either. You know what I'm saying? So you can still get busy, but just But anyway, so it's a deep pass, deep like a 40-yard just streak up the right sideline. And this thing about it too is just he's right there in position. He's in his hip pocket, just has no ball awareness. You know what I'm saying? So Jacoby Myers, I'm hoping it was Nelson Aguilar, I think. It's either Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, it was Nelson Aguilar.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Nelson Aguilar pulls the ball right off his face mask. He stumbles and falls down, doesn't find him, and then it's an easy touchdown before halftime. That's play number one.
So bad, bro.
No, I was pissed. And then we're going into halftime as well, though, because knowing New England gets the ball back, and New England has been notorious for you get a score right before half. You close out halftime with a score, you get the ball right back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where New England's known to separate themselves. Anywho, we've got that one. Then we've got subterfuge afoot. Chop, something's going on. We got a double agent. Smell a rat. Gunnar Olszewski. Y'all know I don't even do names like that. I had to practice. Gunnar Olszewski comes over from Bills Patriots. Signs with us in the offseason. He's our punt returner. He was an all-pro punt returner for the Patriots. And what's he do? In his first punt facing Bill, muffs a damn punt inside the 10-yard line, Chop. You couldn't have planned it any better. It was terrible. He muffs a punt. They recover inside the 10. It's a freebie touchdown. And so now, boom, there's 14 points. Those are the only touchdowns that got scored all day, Chop. Those right there. And then, like I said, I ain't even got to get into how putrid our offense is because, like I said, that I can't stomach even addressing my offense. And another thing, man, last thing I am gonna say on this one, TJ's every time TJ's out, man, we really see the value he brings, man. Because that's a different game, just him being on the field. That same poo ass offense, those same muff punts, the same Hail Mary Moss on a guy Nelson Aguilar against what should be our top corner. All those things can still be remedied, man, with a difference maker, a true game changer and game record like TJ Watt, man. So, man, I need that boy to hurry on up, man. I need him to go ahead and get them whatever. What was the magic mushrooms that A Ryan was on in Ecuador? Man, hey, somebody need to highlight him for my dog TJ, man.
Gotcha. And then we got a couple comments. Miles pretty much said a lot of the things that you said, kind of seconded. He did say Witherspoon. He said Witherspoon has been getting cooked for 3 weeks now. If he is a top corner on the team, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So
he played well last year. He really did, man. And I don't know, man. He was intimidated by Jamar Chase in just 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Miles. He was intimidated by Jamar Chase when he gave up that soft ass. Just a quick square out, 8-yard square out. It might as well have been 707. He conceded that touchdown to Jamar Chase. The moment was too big for him. And then in this moment, he's right there in position and just doesn't make a play and just got cooked all day, man. And now I'll give you Jamar Chase. I'll give it to you. It's a top 5 receiver in this league, man. It is scary. That's a scary and intimidating matchup, even though you're a grown-ass man and a professional. But whatever. I'll give you Jamar Chase. I'm not giving you journeyman Nelson Aguilar. I'm not giving you journeyman Jacoby Myers. Come on, dog. Inexcusable. You know what I'm saying? So it was terrible, bro.
Gotcha. And Willie Jack, I ain't gonna kick y'all, you know what I'm saying, too far down. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I have to say about this game, you pretty much touched on everything. I agree. Y'all are a different team with TJ Watt on the field. And this game just came down. It was a defensive game, really, for the most part, because the offenses weren't doing much. But the difference is, I think Mac Jones and that offense played a little bit of a cleaner game as far as no turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the thing that kind of helped them, and those mistakes hurt for sure. So
that was quintessential Patriot football, man. Let the other team beat themselves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's exactly what happened, man. Beat ourselves.
That's it. On to the next game, Willie Jack. Man, we had I don't know. Some people may say it's a surprise. I don't know. Indianapolis, they go to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, man, and the Jaguars shut him out. They shut them boys out, man. 24-0 was the final score of this game. All right, and I'm going to say this right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pushing the panic button on the Colts right now, Willie Jack.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pushing it. I'm pushing that button, man. You cannot get shut out in this game. For one, this is not one of the top teams in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? The Jacksonville Jaguars. Two, is a divisional game. So you should know them well enough to at least put up 3. You know what I'm saying? At least pinch the, you know what I'm saying?
At least
pinch them. You know what I'm saying? At least pinch them. Y'all put up 0, man. 0 points in this particular game. And that is inexcusable, unacceptable, and Frank Reich might be on his way out of the door after this year. You know what I'm saying? And it's starting to make me kind of second guess our coaching rankings. I don't know if you remember we did that. He actually made my top 10.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Frank Reich is he's not putting together, you know, something good enough right now. So I don't know. But a little bit more in this game, man. The offense was atrocious. Receivers couldn't get open. Matt Ryan didn't play well. He was holding the ball too long. They had 9 total first downs this entire game. The Colts did 9 total. I don't think y'all heard me. 9 total first downs this entire game. Now just sit back, let that sink in, and just think about how terrible that is. Denver Broncos, they didn't play well at all this week. They have 14. The Colts had 9 total first downs this particular game, man. That's, like I said, inexcusable, unacceptable, man. They got to do something. Go back to the drawing board. But I'm pushing the panic button. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing the panic button, and I want to see whose division this is going to be. And it's looking like this is the worst division in football now. You know what I'm saying? With this going on. So, I don't know, man. And the Jaguars didn't even play that well. That was the other part of it.
Yeah.
Now, Doug Peterson's offensive scheme went well. That looked really, really good. You know what I'm saying? All Trevor Lawrence was doing was going through his reads the way he was supposed to do and just hitting. He was pretty much hitting his first read. Short here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very obvious. We talked about this last week too, that Christian Kirk is they're gonna get their money out of him.
But hey, he's earning that money for sure. He's earning that money. We said
they're feeding him for sure. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna continue to get that. He had 6 catches this game. And the defense finished with 5 sacks and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, no, that defense is playing well, and just like you said, it's definitely time to panic in Indianapolis, man. And now here's the thing, man. If our dog Tom is still in the building, Tom's been saying every single week that Frank Reich is a terrible coach, and I just thought he was just being Tom because he's a Texans fan and they in his division. But just like what Chop was saying, man, is it time to worry about, man? Is Frank Reich not really the guy? The one thing I would say is I don't want to put it on Reich because he didn't make my top 10, but he was a guy that I thought well of as well, just like you did, Chop, when we did those rankings. And so, because we had seen him get that team to playoff contention into low, you know what I'm saying, into some type of form of contendership without having the right guy behind the trigger. They brought out a retirement old Phillip Rivers. You know what I'm saying? And then you go get a Carson Wentz that blows up. You go get a Matt Ryan, and it doesn't look like it's going so well. And so that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the plug on Frank Reich like I am with Matt Rule, but I'm telling you, man, the way it's looking now, as ugly as that game was, just like you said, the Jacksonville Jaguars just didn't go out there and just look excellent. It wasn't the greatest show on turf, you know what I'm saying? But you know, they dominated the game. They really just dominated that game, and not from a talent perspective. And so, yeah, there's questions that need a lot of answers in Indy, and I don't see any answers on the horizon at all. So you're right. I think it is time to panic if you're a Colts fan for sure.
Gotcha. And Jarrell, he come in there, he tapped in. He said, "Willie, you did call it." He said you was real close to calling these Jaguars on this particular game, man. But he couldn't do it. He talked about onions, and Willie didn't do it.
Bro, there was a couple games like that, bro. A couple that I really get away from me, man. I'm telling you.
Talked about him, man. Yep. Willie ain't do it, man. Willie ain't do it. On to the next game, man. We had Miami travel to Baltimore, and they pull one out, and they win this game 42-38. Oh, hold on. Excuse me 1 second, Willie.
Yeah.
Hey, is this? Do my screen look smoky?
Yeah,
my screen looks smoky, dude.
It looked like it looked something going on. Yeah,
something going on.
Yeah, I smell it from here.
Somebody blew something over here. They blew some smoke. Oh, that was Baltimore. They blew
defense.
Baltimore blew it. Oh my God! Look, man, Miami wins this game 42-38 because Baltimore blew it. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore blew it up 21 points in the fourth quarter, and they allowed the Miami Dolphins to come out and win this game. And let me remind y'all, man, Baltimore has a history of taking teams lightly, of playing down to competition. If you don't remember, it was a game last year. They barely won. It took a 66-yard field goal to beat the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? They played down to competition that game. And that's what they did. They got ahead. They got comfortable. And they let Miami right back in the door. And what them boys do? They came out of there and they stole a W, man. They went in there with their ski mask on. They opened up the safe. They got the bread out and they got out of there clean. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was on camera. They ain't getting no DNA. They ain't getting no piece of hurt. They ain't getting nothing, man. They came in there, stole that game, and got up out of there, man. And I'm gonna say this, man. Credit to Miami for fighting, because they never gave up. Tua threw 2 interceptions in this game earlier, but he never stopped fighting. Ended up throwing 6 touchdowns. And I'm just gonna put it out here like this, man. What they doing is not necessarily. I'm not ready to stamp Tua as that guy, but what they doing is they getting the ball to their guys early and often and letting them do their thing. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, 11 catches, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then the defense stood strong when it counted. It was 2 short yardage situations that end up being really big in this game. First quarter, Baltimore's on the goal line, getting ready to punch it in. They get stopped on the 1. They thought it was a touchdown. They review it. They put Baltimore on the 1. It's 4th down. You know Harbaugh. He always going for that. Lamar Jackson fumbled the snap, turnover on downs. Later in the game, short yardage situation. It's 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, right? You get this first down, they're right around midfield. You get this first down, you got a chance to run some more clock, ice this game. They can't pick up the short yardage, turnover on downs. Miami get the ball, they put it in the end zone. So it was a couple key plays to me that stood out, on top of the Baltimore defense doing what we seen last year. Blowing coverages. They just blow. Dang.
And it makes so bad. And this year they got their horses though. You know what I'm saying? This year you've got the money's on the field this year. So last year they had the 7th and the 8th string corners, you know what I'm saying, out there playing and trying to get busy. Not this year. The money's on the field. Marlon Humphrey, $60 or $70 million man, he's on the field. Marcus Peters, you know what I'm saying, $40-50 million man, he's on the field. You bring over new money. Marcus Williams, the safety from the Saints, $40 million deal in contract. He's on the field. So the money's there. You know what I'm saying? So, and just like Chop saying, there's I don't know. There's real issue in Baltimore as well. Now John Harbaugh, for right, wrong, or other, for whatever reason, he gets so much credit and slack that just Mike Tomlin doesn't get. And I never understood why we've been more successful in the same division and more successful head to head. But everybody wants to fire Mike Tomlin at the drop of a hat, and nobody ever seems to put any blame or ask any questions or question the ability or whatever of Harbaugh. What's going on with this defense? Because Southern has to be, you can't have. Oh, real quick before I get into that, or not, I'm already here.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Lamar Jackson in a contract year is playing at an MVP level. Lamar Jackson is back to MVP form. That he's better than his MVP form, because now he looks, and now we're only 2 weeks in, and right. So we still want to temper the things that we, what I mean, we don't want to get, but now I'm doing that, man. I'm diving head first off the cliff. Lamar Jackson,
just let the field speak. You ain't got to explain nothing.
Man, look, man. Lamar Jackson is playing the best ball in 2 games this year. He's playing better ball than I've ever seen him play. This includes that MVP year where it was still his arm. And I don't want to oversell what he's doing in the passing game as well, but it is. I think it's more consistent and more reliable than it's ever been. The plays he's making with his arms, and he's just as dangerous or more than he's ever been with his legs as well, as evident by a career-long rushing touchdown with he scampered for 80 yards on the boys. You know what I'm saying? So he's rounded back in the MVP form. He puts up 38 points. You have a 21-point lead on a team that's known for its defense. You know what I'm saying? There's few teams realistically that their whole aura, their whole mantra, their whole mindset is defense. You've got Baltimore, you've got Pittsburgh, and probably the Bears from, the Bears. But realistically, In recent memory, probably not so much. You know what I'm saying? But those are defensive franchises. Doesn't matter who gets there. Those are defensive franchises. You can't give up those style of leads. You can't lose that style of game, especially like I said, when Lamar's doing everything he's doing out there. Shout out to Rashad Bateman as well. I like Rashad Bateman coming out of Minnesota. I didn't love him, but nah, man, he's looking legit, man. And you know what? Hollywood Brown doing all that little yin yang in the back, getting yourself traded to Arizona, and now Rashad Bateman out here making it look like Lamar won the prom. Maybe it was
look like he eating off his plate. He like, hey, oh, you ain't want this prom. I want some of this food.
I ain't want the 60-yard touchdown passes because I got one yesterday. I got one Sunday. You ain't want any of them? You sure?
Hollywood like, nah, I ain't hungry. I don't want that food. I don't want. He like, man, I eat. Let me eat.
Man, exactly. So he getting busy, and like I said, so man, I don't know what's going on right there in Baltimore on that side of the ball. And then the other thing I was going to say, and you kind of touched on it, but one of the questions I had, like, man, is Tua trending elite? Because this style of performance, I'm trying to tell you, I was as hard on Tua as you could be. Chop was a little more lenient on Tua, man. Like, nah, man, just give him time, man. You know, he's got the little water. He's got that little water on, man. But you gotta give him a little time.
Hold on, bro. What I sound like again, Willie Jack? Tell me again, bro. I need to hear that one more time. What I say, bro?
Hey, man, you had your Tua apologetic voice on. You was like, hey, man, well, hold on a little bit. It's just, it's Tua. He's injured, and he's left-handed. Give him a little time now. And I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't see it. And sure enough, what that boy do, 6 touchdowns on Sunday. Hey, is the boy trending leading league in passing right now? Now he did have a big day, almost 400 yards through 6 touchdown passes. But this is the thing as well. I was going to ask you the questions. The question I was going to ask is Tua trending elite, but you already said you're not ready to go there as far as what you said for Tua. But here's the thing as well. Yeah, Tua right now today, boy, Tua's the top 5 quarterback in this league, man. Week 2, there's power rankings after every week. Tua's the top 5 quarterback, bro. He in there. DeAndre Swift, he's the top 5 running back. Tua's the top 5 receiver or quarterback. Now here's the thing: Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Is this the best duo in the league?
Right now, they are. Yeah. Right now, they are.
You ain't gonna think about it. You ain't even gonna entertain. Nobody. You ain't even.
I don't need to. What they've done in the first 2 weeks, no other duo has done yet. There's been single guys that do it, like Jefferson. He did his thing week 1. There was no Adam Thielen. Devontae Adams did his thing week 1. There was no Hunter Renfrow or Darren Waller. Now they had okay games, but not like Waddle and Hill. You know what I'm saying? You throw some other guys out there. Chase had a good week 1, but Higgins or Boyd, they didn't have that game. You know what I'm saying? So right now, yes, I would say hands down, they are the best duo in the league right now. We 2 weeks in, y'all. We 2 weeks in. So don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't jump to conclusions. But right now, yes, there's no duo better than them right now.
No, okay, yeah, there we go. And so I ain't gonna lie, man. These Dolphins, man. These Dolphins, as high as everybody was on the Ravens coming back, and everybody had them walking through the division, winning this division, and competing for that AFC championship spot. They got real issues there on that defensive side of the ball. They really do. They've got real issues there, man. And so I think Lamar playing the way he's playing right now, he'll be able to cover up a lot of those ills. But I'm telling you, though, that defense has real. It's real ugly over there, and I don't know why. Because it's not going to be the injuries this time. It's not. Kyle Fuller is out for the season, but he wasn't there last year, so you ain't losing nothing because you never had him. He got hurt before you even got to have him, so you ain't. He's not a loss. You never had him. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on with that defense? Because I'm telling you right now, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis is I was gonna say rolling in their graves, but they ain't. You know what I'm saying? They ain't in no graves. But I can tell you right now, they cussed out their TV. I can tell you right now, they both cussed at the TV. So I need to know what's going on.
For sure. All right, Willie Jack, let's move on to the next one. And actually, before we move on to this next game, I think it's about that time, Willie Jack. I think we're roughly around halfway through this thing. I think it's time for you to talk to everybody, man.
Hey, man, say no more, man.
They need to know right now. What's up, Willie Jack?
Hey, man, if you didn't know, today's episode of Let the Film Speak is brought to you by the sponsorship, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. Shout out to the 3 amigos, man. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. 3-piece spicy is 3 the hard way. It ain't never failed yet. You can't go wrong. Like, share, subscribe. Now, as I tell y'all every single week, y'all know, so say it with me. It's a 3 amigos, but it's a 4-part process. You like, share, subscribe. That's just step number 1, big dog. Tap in, pay your respects to the 3 amigos. Keeping the lights on around this thing. You see, we on a new platform. We done moved on up. We on YouTube now. Apartment in the Sky. The sponsorship did that, man. Shout out to the sponsorship, them 3 amigos, man. Like, share, subscribe. Now, after you tap in and pay your respect, like, share, subscribe, then you got to tell a friend, big dog. Y'all know it, so say it with me. After you tell your friend to tell a friend, man. And before you sit down, don't get comfortable, because tell your friend's friend to tell his friend. Bring a partner. Bring everybody through to come holler and kick it with your dogs here at the film speak. Now, I done already set y'all up, and y'all know what's going on as well. We have moved in the penthouse now. You know what I'm saying? We up top now. You got to ring the bell to get in this crib right here. You can't just pull up and walk through the back door no more. Nah, this ain't that, big boy. We up top now. Come in, ring the bell, holler at the concierge, get yourself a cold drink, a warm meal. We got you. Come in, ring my bell, ring the bell, like, share, subscribe, holler at 3 amigos. We appreciate the love. Then bring your ass over to YouTube, ring the bell, and then come here and get real comfortable, big dog. That's all we're trying to get. That's all we're trying to get done. Now, Chop and I already told y'all, this it. The train leaving the station. The whistle been blowing for about 2-3 weeks, boy. Chop told y'all we finna leave, and now the time is here, big dog. We pulling out after the day. So, hey, get over to the YouTube, get yourself affiliated, tap in, get your membership pass, you know what I'm saying? Get your VIP pass, come in and kick it, because going forward, bro, we will be over here in the penthouse. All right? We left, man. I'm sorry to tell you, we left Facebook, so come over here and kick it with us, man. Every Wednesday, 7 o'clock on YouTube. That will never change. And now back to the regular scheduled program.
All right, let's jump back into it, Willie Jack. We got Atlanta. They went to LA to take on the Rams. Rams ended up holding on to this W, man. They got out early and they held on to it, and they win this game 31-27. All right. And I go ahead and jump into it, Willie Jack. Rams, they was looking for it. They was looking for something to smoke. You know what I'm saying? They was looking because they was trying to blow it too. You know what I'm saying? They tried to, but they didn't, man. They were up 28-3 at this time. Ain't that ironic? 28.
Atlanta and it's 28-3. They ain't gonna never.
Atlanta and 28-3. Rams were up 28-3 at one point in this particular game, man. And all I have to say is Rams have to do better. Stafford needs to play better, and he has to play mistake-free football. He's been in this league too long to be making some of the same mistakes that he's been making. You know what I mean? He's been in this league way too long. He's still throwing interceptions, and he got to put the cup down. He's got to put the cup down. You know what I mean? And if y'all don't know what I mean, he gets cup happy at times. There was a play in the end zone specifically. He almost threw another interception. He threw 2 this game. He almost threw another one because he forced the ball to Cooper Kupp into triple coverage. Cooper Kupp is not that guy. He's not Calvin Johnson. You know what I'm saying? He's not Randy Moss. He's not any guy that you would name that'll go up and get the ball in the traffic. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of people. Cooper Kupp, he got good hands. He going to route you. He going to create separation. You know what I'm saying? He going to use his footwork. That's the type of receiver Cooper Kupp is. He's not a go up and get it type of receiver. You know what I'm saying? So put the cup down. Put the cup down sometimes.
Yeah, I like that.
Just let the play come to you. You know what I mean? Put the cup down.
Yeah.
Still got work to do. You know what I'm saying? If they want to make another run at this particular season, there's still some things they need to clean up. But kudos to the Falcons, man. They fought. You know what I'm saying? They fought in all phases of the game. Offense, defense. I told y'all what the offense of Atlanta was going to bring. You know, it was going to be hard to stop them, especially with the feet of Marcus Mariota in comparison with the passing game and the run game and all those different things. And then last but not least, Drake London, man. Drake London, and it's crazy to me, he seems to be the guy that they target the most in this offense. You know what I'm saying?
He's the only guy they got.
No, they got Cal Pitts. Cal Pitts.
I mean, he's on the roster, but I'm still waiting for him to show up.
But I don't think it's him, though. I don't think it's him. Well, maybe the second week he had to deal with Jalen Ramsey all specific game, but the first game, it's no reason that he shouldn't have more targets. Drake London got 19 as a rookie. 19 targets in his first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? And Kyle Pitts, they're not targeting him. They're not trying to get him the rock. They're not trying to put him in position to where he can be successful. And to me, that goes on coaching, man. You got this 6'6", 230, 40-pound guy that runs a 4.4, and you ain't using him.
Well, I don't necessarily want to say. I don't necessarily want to say I know they ain't looking at that unicorn as like, you know what, man, we'll get to him, we get to him. I don't think that's it, man. And you know what? I want to go back and look deeper into what's going on with Kyle Pitts, because honestly, like you're saying, 19 targets for Drake London. There's nobody else outside. So that doesn't surprise me, because Drake London is the only weapon they have on the outside there. But like I said, Kyle Pitts should be he should be eating some of those targets as well. Maybe 19 is a little heavy.
Kyle Pitts got 3 targets. 3 targets this game, bro.
Exactly. And that's why I want to go back and actually look and actually watch what y'all did. I guess because I don't know if y'all made an emphasis to make sure you controlled or contained Pitts, and that leaves the door open for London to, you know what I'm saying, get the target share that he did. And so I still need to go back and do a little work on that one. But no, man, I think you hit everything else though, man. I do like that though, boy. Hey, Stafford got to put that cup down, man. Will said for sure. But nothing too, man. Just like you said, man, y'all gotta close the door, man. Y'all a championship team, man, defending champions.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? When you 28-3, that game shouldn't be decided on a Jalen Ramsey interception on the goal line. That would have been for the lead. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't Jalen in that area, or if that guy just makes the play. You know what I'm saying? So the game should have never been in question to that effect. What was the final score? 25-31 or
the final score of that game was 31-27.
27-31, exactly. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that touchdown would have won that game if Jalen Ramsey doesn't make that play. You know what I'm saying? So that game should have never been in question, and especially a team like I'm saying with the championship pedigree as you guys now have. And so you guys got to do something's got to change there as well if you guys are going to make a serious run now at defending that title. But no, I think you hit all the main points on that though. And man, you know what? Kudos to Atlanta, man. 2 weeks in a row they haven't got a win, but they fought damn hard. And they've stayed and came back and made noise and made it difficult on both teams they faced this year that ended up beating them. And so, kudos to them as well. And Arthur Smith, man, for keeping their dogs in the fight, man. So they, like you said, they could have turned it in. 28-3, you know, they was hearing all them jokes from anybody on the stands. They know that number themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they could have turned it in and they didn't. You know what I'm saying? That final score of that game is 27-31. And so they outscored the defending champions 24-3 from that point forward. And that's cause for concern in LA for sure.
For sure. All right, Willie Jack. Let's move on to the next one, man. And what we got here? Real deal. Before I move on, he says Atlanta's been playing very, very scrappy ball. That's a real deal. That's from my guy Skinny over at Real Deal Sports SCL, man. He said,
hey, y'all tap in with my dog, man. Real Deal SCL Sports in the building, man. Always. Yeah, exactly right, bro. Exactly right.
For sure. On to the next game, Willie Jack. We had Seattle. They traveled to San Francisco to take on the 49ers, man. And San Francisco ended up winning this game 27-7. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one, man?
Now, hold on. This is the first thing I want to say about this one, man. When I made my prediction for this game, you didn't tell me Jimmy Garoppolo was going to play, man. You didn't tell me Jimmy G was going to play all game. It's a different game if Jimmy G's playing that game. I thought I had 2 turnover Trey Lance going to play that game, bro. And I built my whole – everything was built off of turnover Trey, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. But no, man. So Trey Lance does now. This is unfortunate. We hate to see this. So I tease and jest, but I don't want to make joke of this. He fractures his ankle, requires surgery. His season is done now, and so now I don't know if there's a front office. Well, no, the Eagles, but outside the Eagles, I don't know if there's a front office that looks as smart as John Lynch in that San Francisco 49ers front office of riding it out and sticking. It's one of those things where you fail up because they botched and butchered that whole Garoppolo trade situation, etc. And like they butchered that, and they were just going to be forced to sit there and eat that contract, eat that deal. Now, to their credit and the credit of Jimmy Garoppolo, they end up coming together. They restructured that deal to make it more palatable. You know what I mean? And so they do get that done to save a little money and save a little face for keeping Jimmy the way they did. And now, as fate would have it, Trey Lance is out, and now Jimmy G gets his proper, I guess, farewell tour to take and lead this team. And now I'll tell you, the Niners are a threat now. They wasn't a threat last week. They a threat now. That team wasn't no threat last week. Man, hell no. They wasn't no threat with Trey Lance. Hell no. I
think it's too early to say that though. I think it's too early to see. We didn't see
because that's still that same roster. They're a threat now. Well, not to say that they're gonna not a Super Bowl. Well, okay, not Super Bowl contender. So no, I ain't gonna put it past them. But what I'm saying is, whereas before with Trey Lance guarding that team, I didn't even envision that team if they made the wild card. I didn't have them with any real future for postseason. I didn't imagine them being a postseason team this year with Trey Lance. They're going to take some lumps, and the team was going to try not to mutiny on Shanahan and Lynch. But now with Jimmy G, this is a playoff team. This is a playoff team in my mind now with Jimmy G at the helm. Now, how far they going in the playoffs, I don't know if it's a repeat where they run it back to the NFC Championship or not, but they're a playoff team, though. And then once a team like that gets in the mix, man, hey, all bets is off at that point.
Gotcha. And I'll say that for sure they are a playoff team, but I'm not gonna say that they wasn't a playoff team with Trey Lance because we didn't see Trey Lance. We didn't see enough of him to know what he was gonna bring to the table. You know?
We seen enough. We knew it wasn't a lot.
We seen 2 games,
man, and it was two.
One game.
It was two games. Hey, it was enough.
We seen one game in a hurricane, and then we seen a half a quarter in which he played well in that quarter of play. The half a quarter he played, so we don't know. We didn't see nothing. We don't know what he would have been.
Well, all right, okay, that's fair. No, that's fair. We didn't see. I read the reports. It wasn't good in camp and practice either. So
I read, know what? I read reports on a lot of players. I can talk to you about reports all day in training camp.
I'm just telling
you. And you know what I'm saying? Reports ain't never meant nothing.
It was a lot of buyer's remorse. Hold on, real quick. I want to touch on this as well. I'm glad. Shout out to Real Deal STL Sports in the building, man. Shout out to my dog James. He reminded me. He said Jimmy can make up to $500K a game in bonuses, but I didn't think it was 500. I thought the number was 350. I thought that he could make up to 350 a game in in-game bonuses because there was things built into his revised contract for if he did have to play a certain amount of games or play et cetera, that his contract, of course, does become more valuable. But I thought that number was 350 a game and not 500 a game. So I may be wrong there. But no, shout out to Real Deal STL Sports, man, for reminding me. I sure meant to mention that.
Facts. But into the game, man, my couple takeaways was this, man. And then was San Francisco controlled this game up front from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? On offense, they finished with over 189, with over 180 yards rushing, and they only allowed just 1 sack. Their defense only allowed 29 yards with 36 rushing yards. You know what I'm saying? So they were in control of this game, and which, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if Trey Lance would have played this whole game or Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? The way that they controlled this game up front, it didn't matter. The Seahawks didn't have a chance in this particular game, and maybe it would have been a little bit closer score-wise, but this game didn't feel close at all because of how much in control the 49ers were. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as like the Seahawks, they weren't terrible. G-Mo managed the game well. You know what I'm saying? Completion percentage was good, but it didn't result in anything. You know what I'm saying? He was completing passes, but they were short of the first down. They were short of the sticks on third down. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they can only get you so far if you're going to end up punting anyway. So, you know, that's kind of where we left off with those guys. But all in all, since we kind of mentioned like Willie Jack and him talking about, you know, how, you know, his prediction went and how he felt like it should have went a little bit better, or he should have switched it up. I got a little something for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to hear my dog talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know what's going on and what my dog Willie Jack said on Chopping Willie in the morning. If you ain't get a chance to check us out, here we go.
He's not a guy that tickles my fancy, Chop. I'll tell you that. So give me Rashad Penny and Kenneth Walker III, man, over Jeff Wilson. And honestly, the way Geno looked last week, Geno Manning, boy, that might as well have been Geno Brady. Like, boy, the boy looked good. Man. I got to give it to him, man. Hey, he said they wrote him off. They ain't wrote back. And I ain't forgot about you, big dog. Seattle on the road, man. Letting boys know it ain't sweet. 21-17. But he's not a guy that tickles my fancy, Chop. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard it. Just in case y'all ain't heard it, y'all just heard it today. My dog say, Geno Brady, Geno Manning. If you ain't heard him, he was up. You know what I'm saying? He was up, man. He was up. He said, hey, this is he felt good about his performance. And I tried to tell him, and y'all ain't get to hear the rest of it, but I told him then on the episode, I said, sometimes Hey, y'all gotta excuse him. Sometimes he get a little bit ahead of himself. You know what I'm saying? He get a little
hey man, look, man. Hey, look, I got caught up. Hey, look, man, I got caught up in the moment, man. They had Gino on TV dropping bars. You know, bro, that was a bar. I don't care what nobody say. They got Gino. Gino was out there Rap City in the booth. They wrote me off, and I ain't write back though. And Mike dropped on her, walked off. I got the ugly face, like, ooh. Hey, I thought, and I thought I was going against Turnover Trey. Come on, man. I got oopty oop.
Hey, man. I can't let you keep doing this, Willie Jack. You can't give him no nicknames. The guy ain't even played the season yet. He talking some Turnover Trey. He can't even play the season. Jesus. Cut him some slack, man.
He just look. Hey, in my mind, he's still just finding his way. He's young. He's turned over. I was like, man, look, man, he gonna give me 2. And the way that Seattle defense looked all fired up against, you know, saying dangerous. They out there making. I'm like, man, them boys flying around. Them boys hungry. I was like, man, they can get 2 from a young Trey. That's what I was thinking. Hey, shout out to day one game, Jerry. You see what you got in the penthouse? Boy, what y'all tell you, it's nice in here, ain't it? Yeah, go ahead and get comfortable, big dog. Yeah. Kick back.
For sure. All right, Willie Jack, man, we got some more stuff to talk about, man. Let's move on to this next game, man. And this one, I feel like caught a lot of people off by surprise as well. We had Cincinnati. They go to Dallas, man, and Dallas comes away with the W on the last-minute field goal, and they win this game 20-17. Willie, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on this one?
Man, this is another one. Just like that Jets-Baltimore game, once my Steelers gave away that game in New England, from there on out, man, I became the biggest Jets fan, the biggest Cowboys fan, and the biggest Dolphins fan there was on Sunday afternoon. So I needed everybody else to join me in my misery. And thankfully, as luck would have it, they did. Now, this game was different between Cincinnati fumbling the church's money and Baltimore and Cleveland is that they got their head bust all day in this game. It wasn't that they were up and just tricked it off at the end. Nah, Dallas came out there, and shout out to Cooper Rush, because you probably could have pulled a clip of me talking spicy to Cooper Rush, and I'm here to tell you, big dog, before the Chop set me out, I'm sorry. I apologize to you. Hey, man, I ain't mean it. I didn't know no better. I ain't know you had that on your heart, and I appreciate it, and I got you going forward now. I got you going forward, big dog. Cooper Rush went out there airing that thing out, bro. And this is another thing, too. Kudos and shout out to Mike McCarthy, because boy's been coming from his job since the second day he got there. And I tell you what, him and Kellen Moore, shout out to him as well, because I was hard on Kellen Moore for that week 1 disaster of an offense that I saw Dak and those boys put out there. So I was coming at Kellen Moore as well. I owe all them boys apologies, and I'm giving them to y'all right here on Let the Field Speak, man. Y'all got it. Hey, my bad, big dog. I was wrong. They did not at all come out with any style of handcuffs or any style of caution or any, nah. They was like, man, our quarterback is gone. It is what it is. We got Cooper Rush. Man, if we going down swinging. And Cooper Rush, to his credit, man, he answered that bell. He came out there, man, lacing that thing. And what's great about that, it wasn't CeeDee Lamb. It was the guy he throws to on the practice squad. It was the guy he throws to on the scout team. Noah Brown got busy. Noah Brown, he went to Noah Brown early and often. And honestly, I don't care what y'all say, man, those practice reps mean something. That's like having that type of established relationship with a guy already. They've got their rapport. These are guys that they man, scout team heroes, what we used to call them, cuz. Bro, and man, scout team All-Americans, boy.
Scout team
All-Americans. Hey, those scout team All-Americans came out there and put in work, man. So shout out to Cooper Rush, shout out to Noah Brown, man. They went out there and did the thing, man. Oh, and you know what? I had another one for you as well, man. And I'm telling you right now, it's 2 games into the season, and TJ Watt is out this year. Michael Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. They can wrap it up. You can hang it up. Barring injury, you can wrap it up. Michael Parsons is the Defensive Player of the Year. So now we got that established there. Now, here's the thing as well, man. Just like we was talking earlier about Indy, if you're Cincinnati now, Chop, is it time to panic in Cincinnati?
Hey, this is the only reason I'm saying it's not time to panic in Cincinnati is because they 1 game out. That's the only reason. The Cincinnati, I think you see a little bit of their potential in their play. With Indianapolis, they just look bad, in my opinion. They look bad. That's just me. Now, you can take it how you want to take it, but in my opinion, I just think that Indianapolis, they just look bad as a team. They don't look like a good team. Cincinnati, on the other hand, they look like they have some potential, but everything is not coming to play. And in a sense, like, and coming to some of the notes that I have too in this game, like, they lack the normal explosiveness that they usually have. And Mixon didn't run the ball well. Those are a couple things that stood out to me in this particular game. This team is normally explosive. You know what I mean? And Burrow is not playing to the best of his ability either. Those are the things that I'm seeing right now that I think are going to turn around. I think I've seen enough of Burrow to know they're going to get it going. Him and Chase going to start rolling pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? Him, Chase, T. Higgins, all those guys, they're going to start rolling pretty soon. I've seen enough of that. Last thing is, I told y'all this is going to be another offensive line test. And I told y'all also on Chop Willie in the morning, sometimes it takes a little bit for offensive line unit to gel. I know they brought up some new pieces. Sometimes it takes a little minute, but they failed their test again. Now, granted, they went against some dogs week 1 and week 2. They went against T.J. Watt and Hayward first week, and then the second week, they got to go see Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence and all those guys. So they had some tough matchups. You know what I'm saying? So maybe things have to get a little bit easy, because I don't know if it get much better than that. You know what I'm saying? As far as defensive line units, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know if it gets much better than that. So they have to figure it out, man, and and get better. And the crazy part about it, my last point of this game, Willie Jack, the crazy part about it, I know we didn't get a chance to put them all out, and y'all probably gonna be like, man, y'all watched the games before y'all made these predictions. Michael Parsons was also my pick for Defensive Player of the Year coming into the season, man. But I'm with you on that, Willie Jack. Michael Parsons, man, he's looking next level-ish. You know what I'm saying? He's looking real next level-ish. You know what I'm saying? On that coming off that edge and at that linebacker position, man.
Hey, man, I don't be wanting to just, I don't always like reminding y'all when I be trying to put y'all on game, but man, I don't know if y'all remember about 15-ish months ago, or maybe even 18-ish months ago, man, when I told y'all, man, I said, man, and I seen this get picked up about 2-3 months after I had said it.
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Help me out there, man.
It's already been a few people out there and a few analysts already comparing the boy to LT.
Come on, man. I just want you to tell him Willie told you first, man.
Willie Jack was the first person to tell y'all that off Let the Film Speak.
Hey, I just want y'all to tell him Willie told you first, man. Wait, it's cool to talk to them about it too. And be like, oh man, yeah, that's cool, man. That's dope, man. My dog Willie told me already, but no, that's cool though. I like what you're doing. It's all good. Hey, man, I'm just saying, but that boy, look at it. That boy, he moves at a different speed, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he's moving at a different speed. And this is one of the plays, man, where La'el Collins, and I forgot this is a revenge game, so to say, for La'el Collins, of course, the high dollar offensive lineman that they brought over to Cincy's offensive line, he's returning home to Dallas. And boy, it's a rep on film. Michael Parsons, this boy did a full Olay. This boy spun around and lost.
He did a speed turn. I seen it. He did it. He
made
a speed turn.
Like a DB, exactly, bro. The boy did a speed turn looking for Micah and couldn't find him, and Micah go and hit and smack Burrow one good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it was ugly out there. You know what I mean? So man, so definitely trouble in Cincy, man. Like I said, lucky thing for them, the division's so ugly right now. They are still 1 game back from the Steelers. It's all good. But last thing I'm gonna say before we get off this one, man, free TP, man. I'm tired of playing, Chop. I'm tired of playing. You know I'm down here in Dallas. I'm gonna have to pull up on Jerry at the World. You know what I'm saying? I have to pull up on Jerry World and get my issue because they gotta free my dog TP, man. Tony Pollard, he's visibly supremely more explosive, supremely more supremely, bro. It's not close. It's not, man. Zeke lost his legs, man, and it's sad. I hate to see it. He's from the Mo. He's from Missouri, from St. Louis, bro. I always want the home team to do good, and he played at Ohio State. That's the crib as well for me. So, bro, I've got every reason to cheer for Zeke, bro. He lost his legs, man, and they doing that offense a disservice, bro. I want free TP, man. Free TP. Let TP roll, man, and let Zeke come in and spell. Let Zeke come in and pound you on the goal line. Let Zeke handle pass protection duties because Zeke is an excellent pass protector. Boy, I lost height on my chair. He's an excellent pass protector, but I want TP to get 20 touches, bro. I want TP getting 20 touches a game. Choose how you want to give them to him. They gave him like a little screen pass that he took up the left side for a good 40 yards. It should have. And this is the thing. I wanted him to get that touchdown. When it's close like that, man, he breaks up that left sideline, dives in. They call him out to one. And shout out to Mike McCarthy, man. Leaving TP in and letting TP get that goal line run on the new first down to finish off that touchdown he earned, bro, because he earned that damn touchdown. And so I just like seeing that. Because I hate when I see like a big player, a receiver, anybody, you get shoestringed at the 1 yard line or just when you don't get in, and then they bring in the goal line package and somebody else, gets your touchdown. And so I'm glad they let TP finish that off. You know what I'm saying? And they better be careful. Because right now I'm still trying to get Zeke some goal line carries. But TP punched that thing on in now on the 1 yard line. So, hey, I'm just trying to tell you, Zeke. Hey, I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, free TP, man. Free TP. Free the real. Free the real, Chop. Free TP, man.
Gotcha. And Jarrell came in and he said, man, I hate to say it, but he's the difference maker for me for this week to have the Cowboys win. He said this back when we was talking about Michael Parsons.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He's a difference maker for sure. He's changing that defense, man. He is the key to that defense. I know they got some playmakers over there, but he is one of the keys to that defense for sure. So kudos to him. On to the next game, Willie Jack, man. We got Houston going to Denver, and Denver ends up pulling this game off, and they winning this from 16-9. Low scoring, ugly game. Ugly game. Denver's offense is still searching, right? Mm-hmm. They still searching. Troubles at the goal line. They continue. So last week we talked about it with Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. They both fumbled at the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Last week. This week they failed to punch it in. They failed to get TDs. Now they did get some a field goal. They did score some points that way. But when you get into the goal line, especially when you want to beat some good teams, you gotta get 6, man. You gotta get 6. Mm-hmm. Especially with the amount of weapons that they have and all the different pieces that they have, you got to get 6. Nathaniel Hackett, he's about to coach himself out of a job.
Man.
He's about to coach himself. You talking about a delay of game because you felt like you wanted to bring your field goal team on, but you brought them on late. Delay of game there. You talking about your running back. You run the ball, right? You run the ball. It was almost exactly like the situation in Seattle in the Super Bowl when they played the Patriots. You run the ball, Marshawn Lynch runs the ball down to about the 2, 3, whatever your line. They give it to Javonte Williams. He runs it down to the 1. The next play, pass. They don't score. That's terrible. Then they had another delayed game later on in that game, and it just seems like the moment and the game is too big for Nathaniel Hackett. He's not handling these situations well, and he needs to do better. Now, it's not 100% on him, but a lot is on him. And when you're talking about a team that's potentially ready to compete now, you need somebody that's going to run it who knows exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So right now, Nathaniel Hackett, man, if he keeps on doing what he's doing, he's going to butcher this job, man. And he's going to coach himself out of a head coaching spot. Now, a couple other things I do, and I do have to say on this particular game, and I'll turn it over to you, Willie Jack. Mm-hmm. I did see some flashes of explosiveness. Sutton had a few big plays in this game. Mm-hmm. They did. Jerry Jeudy did go out in this particular game. Also, Patrick Surtain went out in this game. So they're going to be out a couple pieces. They could potentially be out a couple pieces this upcoming week. So we'll see how that plans out. And then luckily, the defense was operating at a high level. The defense was playing good. They kept them in this game, and that's the reason why they were able to come away with this W, because the defense kept them in when their offense couldn't punch the ball in and couldn't put points on the board. It wasn't until late in the game when they finally got across the goal line when Russell Wilson hit his tight end for a touchdown, and it got them that W. But the defense kept them in this game.
Yeah. No, and honestly, man, you hit it, man. This is ugly ball, and I think you covered all the good points. And Jarrell, he took the words right out of my mouth, man. Russ still ain't Russ. And like I said, Russ is playing bad ball, man. Russ is playing bad ball, and it's being compounded by the inadequacy of Nathaniel Hackett. You know what I'm saying? So this was worrying me about Nathaniel Hackett and even Matt LaFleur still. This is why when we did that coach ranking, I wasn't high on Matt LaFleur because, hell, you coaching A.A. Ryan, and you coaching A.A. Ryan with Devontae Adams. You know what I'm saying? So I'm almost starting to wonder now, looking and seeing what we're seeing from Hackett. Now, mind you, it's only been 2 weeks, but still, how much of his reputation is because, well, I was in the room with A.A. Ryan. It's making me think of, and it's funny that it's the Broncos because it's making me think of who was old boy that was the offensive coordinator when Peyton Manning went to Denver, and then Adam Gase. Nathaniel Hackett is giving me flashbacks to Adam Gase. It was looking like Adam Gase was the next boy wonder. It was looking like Adam Gase was being talked about, not to the extent of a Sean McVay, but he was getting talked about as like the next young up-and-coming guy. He leaves, he goes and gets a job with the Dolphins and the Jets and completely falls on his face. I don't even know if he's in the league right now. I don't know where he's at. But Nathaniel Hackett, it's only been 2 weeks, but I'm trying to tell you, it's looking like, hey, Ryan, got you paid in Denver for a year, because it looked like it's going to be a short stay, just like what Chop said, man. But but those are my takeaways as well, man. Something's going on with Hackett. He's got to get his feet settled and get himself together. And then Russ as well. Russ, you got $250 million. Me and Chop have argued for you on our platform, man, that you are a guy worthy of respect, worthy of tier 1 consideration. And so you've got this is what that means, Danger Russ. And I got to talk to you like this, son, because it hurts me to do this. You've got to step up, man. The lights is on, man. If you're going to be one of these guys, a $250 million man, you're going to be Big Josh. You're going to be, who we about to talk about, Kyler Murray. It could be ugly. It could be this and be that. But when in winning time, you've got to step up. You got to step up, and you got to be a step above, because that's the type of money you're being paid for, one. And that's the type of esteem that guys like myself and Chop hold you to. That's the type of level we hold you to. We hold you to a status like you one of them ones, and you not. Because I can't tell you right now what the difference between Russ and Ryan Tannehill. I can't tell you right now what's the difference between Russ and Kirk Cousins. And that's a damn shame. You know what I'm saying? So there's really big issues in Denver. And before I pass it to the next game, I just want to remind y'all that Chop told y'all that Russ is going to be the performer of the week. He promised y'all 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. And I don't know how close he came. But I hope none of y'all lost no fantasy money listening to Chop this week. That's all I'm going to tell you.
I put it like this. I'm not that harsh on Russell Wilson. I don't think Russell Wilson looks that bad, man. I watched him, and I definitely can tell the difference between him and Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kirk Cousins.
Not this week. Yeah, this week.
I wouldn't go that far.
Now, hey.
I wouldn't go that far. He's not looking like that top 5 guy we used to seeing. You know what I'm saying? And I saw flashes, so I got hopes for him. I think they'll be all right, but a big part of that too, like I said, he's gonna have to step up. But I don't know about these coaches, man. They're gonna have to figure something out. And
I should clarify, he was better this week than he was last week in Seattle for sure. So he was better, but it's still this ain't good enough. He still needs
it ain't top 5 Russ. It ain't top 5 Russ.
This ain't top 8 Russ. This ain't top 10. He's not a top 10 quarterback in the league right now in 2 weeks. 2 weeks into this year, he's not a top 10 quarterback, bro.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. All right, man. On to this next game. Damn. Let me check my detectors real quick. You smell smoke?
Right. It's a dumpster fire, ain't
it? I smell smoke, man. Somebody keep blowing. They keep blowing stuff in here, blowing smoke or whatever. No. That's the Raiders. They blew it. That's what they were. The Raiders blew up 20-7 at half. Okay, and this is why I say they blew it. Man. All right, we done talked about the Cardinals' defense. You know what I'm saying? After week 1, atrocious, right? We both kind of agreed to that. The defense looked terrible. They were up 20-7 at half. Okay, cool.
No, Arizona. I thought it was 20. I thought they were still up 20-0 in the third quarter before Arizona scored. I thought.
No, they was up 27. 20.
Okay, they got that touchdown before halftime.
Yeah, okay, they was up 20-7 at half.
Mm-hmm.
You right? Okay, cool. You put up 20 points in the first half. They put up 3 points in the second half, including overtime. 3 points. That's inexcusable, and that's unacceptable. Okay. And on top of that, you allowed Murray, and I'm just gonna skip a little bit. We're gonna go into this fourth quarter. You allowed Murray to scramble all over the field, and not only let him score 2 touchdowns, let him convert 2 2-point conversions. You know how hard that is to do on offense, to not only score 2 touchdowns, but score 2 2-point conversions. That's 16 points. They needed 16 to tie the game. They let Kyler Murray do that. On the other side of that, that's what you pay Kyler Murray for. When we in situations like where our defense not looking so good, you down some players on offense. You know who we looking for? We looking for you. We looking to you because you are our guy. We paid
money. Got to show up, bro. The money got to show up.
to help us get through these situations. And that's what he did. Kyler Murray came out, and I don't know if it's a record or not, but it may be in the longest. Maybe was it a 2-point conversion play?
It was like a 16-second play.
The boy ran about 170 yards before he threw the ball. You know what I'm saying? But the play was on the 5-yard line, 2-yard line,
like the 2-yard line. Yeah, you take the 2-yard line.
The boy was there. He ran so much. He ran to the right, to the left, back to the right, then came back to the left, found an open spot, and then he ran into the end zone. Man, that's what you pay a guy like him for, because that's special. You don't get that out of everybody. That's something you can't teach. You know what I'm saying? That's just special. That's just that. I don't know, coach. Like as a DB,
no,
like
you can't explain
I'm a
that.
DB. I'm a DB. Like, bro, I ain't covering nobody for no, let alone 7 seconds, 30 seconds. I ain't
exactly. No, impossible.
Covering nobody for 30 seconds.
Impossible. And just like we were just saying with Russ, man, like sometimes it's ugly, because that game was ugly. They was down 20-0 at a point. They end up getting a touchdown, and it's 20-7. And then I think Raiders get one more 3, so it's 23 or whatever the case. But just like you said, man, and this is what we just said. This is what we've been saying. This is what I always tell y'all. When the lights is on, when the game is on the line, when it's time to make a play, if you're one of those ones, if you're one of those guys, you're the guy to step up and make a play. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy G doesn't like Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Russell Wilson right now. These guys, if the ship's going down, they can't put the ship on their back. That's a terrible analogy, but just run with me. What I'm saying is when everything is going wrong and we've got nothing but you, can you be enough? And for the Cardinals, right, wrong, like, love, hate, or otherwise, however anyone feels about Kyler Murray, is he watching enough film or not? I can't tell you, but I tell you what, ain't no amount of film he could have watched before Sunday's game that could have led him to that win, because that just like Chop was telling y'all, some things are just naturally in the moment. Some guys can just rise to the occasion, and he was one of those guys. Now on the Raiders, now you know what, man, I hate to do this to you, Chop, not really, because I'm gonna do it anyway, but it sounds better if I say I hate to do this. Chop told y'all that the Broncos and the Raiders were going to be the two teams to beat in that AFC West division. And 2 weeks into the league, 2 weeks into the season, they look like the two bottom teams on that division. I tell you who the teams that look the best on that division is. I would say, the Chargers and the Chiefs. Now, the Chargers still let one go to the Chiefs, but the Chargers and the Chiefs. But that's just never mind. I just thought of that right there. So I just hope y'all learn something next time I tell y'all something and Chop try to tell y'all something. But if you're the Raiders, this is the problem we have with this Raiders. For one, pull this for me, Chop. I want to see the catches and yardage from Devontae week 1, catches and yardage for Devontae week 2. But then while he's looking that up, the Raiders, sometimes a guy just makes a play. So even if I give you both spectacular plays by Kyler Murray, that throw on 4th down to AJ Brown in the back of the end zone, bro, for a guy that's 5'9" with his cleats on, and he dropped back to give himself, but just the difficulties that Drew Brees used to have seeing through his line at times from being a shorter player, and Drew Brees is 3 inches taller than damn Kyler Murray. And so he's relatively in the pocket. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's deep or whatever. But even to have the sight that I don't understand how he made that throw. The touchdown, the one on 4th down to AJ Green, and it you know what I'm saying, like threaded the needle. Super impressive throw. Chop already told you about the long scramble and then running in on the left sideline there. But get past all of that. Now we're tied up and Oakland has the ball. How many times did Oakland try to lose that game before Hunter Renfrow finally fumbles one that gets to the other team? They had two additional fumbles that they recovered, a pass that should have been intercepted. It was just horrible.
Hunter Renfrow fumbled 2 plays before that, and they got it back.
Yeah, exactly. And then the third time's the damn charm, because it's like the Raiders playing in Las Vegas. Somebody had money somewhere, because I'm seeing them just choke. Just if you don't make the play, you don't make it. But I'm telling you, like watching them with like baffle and just completely crumble in that fourth quarter and in that overtime or in that end of that game, and watching them fumble, and then finally to see they lose the ball, Buda Baker picks it up, runs into the house, you know what I'm saying, ball game. But just terrible ball, terrible man, it's something wrong with in Las Vegas as well, because it's just ugly. You're not getting enough. Well, I don't want to knock necessarily Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, because when you got a guy like Kyler or a guy like Lamar, a guy like Vic in his day, a guy like Cam Newton early in his career, these guys are going to buy time. Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? These guys are they're gonna make you want to pull your hair out. So sometimes that is what it is. But the other stuff, you got to be better. Derek Carr, you've got to be better. Hunter Renfrow, man, I've been riding with you a little bit, dog. Man, hey, bro, come on, man, you let me down now. You let me down, and I was tooting your horn. I was a little early tooting your horn as well, big dog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I was the first on you, but I was early. I was early in the game, but no, it's trouble in Las Vegas, man. It's trouble in Denver. I don't see both. I don't see both. The way both those teams look right now, and Denver looks like the worst team in that division. I'm still gonna put the Raiders above Denver right now, just because I just don't understand what's going on with that offense, and I don't trust Nathaniel Hackett to fix it. I trust eventually that Derek Carr with Devontae Adams and with those weapons, I trust in with Josh McDaniels. They look how I expect Denver to look. They're like, yeah, it's new. We're still getting things settled out, but there's still flashes of what it could be. Week one, Devontae was still Devontae. Now Derek Carr just wasn't up to snuff, but yeah, still. So I'm not really necessarily pulling the plug on the Raiders right now, but I can tell you right now, Broncos ain't making the playoffs. Broncos are gonna finish last in that division. Y'all can stamp that. You can post that one.
Great. All right, Willie J. All right, well, moving on to the next game, man. Let's go to Sunday Night Football, man. We had Chicago. They go to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Packers end up bouncing back, man. They get it together as I expected. They win this game 27-10. My fault. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one, man?
Man, and you know what? Chicago, fought hard. They had a couple calls and plays that just went against them. The touchdown, the goal line touchdown for Justin Fields, they ended up calling him short of the goal line because they couldn't definitively say where the ball was in relation to his wrist. They've got his wrist over the line, and we don't know if it's the ball really in his wrist or in his hand right there. I don't know where else the ball could have been. I feel like they shorted Chicago 7. Now, I don't necessarily know if that was going to win that game for them or not, whatever. But like I said, I still would have liked to see how the game unfolds with them getting that touchdown, because honestly, I lean towards the side of I think he did get in. I didn't like the play call. I don't mind that you put the ball in the hands of your best player. I don't like a quarterback sneak from shotgun, like on the inch line. If we're gonna sneak it, and Justin Fields is a big boy, he's 6'2", 220 now. He's got some thickness to him. So if we're gonna sneak it, or if we are gonna be in shotgun, then I want the play call to be a little more creative. They ran quarterback power on the inch line on the goal line because they pulled a guard. They ran like a cross action power play. David Montgomery, I don't know if he crossed. No, I think David Montgomery in the right guard led a left side B gap power play for Justin Fields. The guard pulled. Justin Jefferson follows with him and leads up on the left side of, you know what I'm saying, at the B gap. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's all good. I don't like that play call. I want, if it's going to be in the shotgun, I want him on the edge when I want him to have the ability to use the space, use his speed, or get some type of action in the flat or something like that. Or if we're gonna sneak it or dive it, I don't want to do it from 3 yards back unless he's just gonna run and launch himself over. But if he's just gonna run and try to find a spot and pick it in, then be right there at the snap. Because when they showed that replay, at the snap of the ball, if it's a traditional sneak, he could have leaned over in the right A gap and fell in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? But when you give time for the pull action and the power, he's kind of stutter stepping, waiting on this puller to come around, David Montgomery to lead up, and now the defense has recovered. Like I just didn't like the play call, but I don't mind them going for it. When you're a team like Chicago, realistically, you playing with house money every week. You have no reason at all to ever play it safe. Go for them fourth downs. Go for it on fourth and goal. In fourth in anything in plus yardage, go for it. Like I said, what are we realistically doing here? You know what I'm saying? We got to get them when we can. But so I wasn't mad at that. On the other side of the ball, man, Aaron Rodgers still owns the Chicago Bears, like everybody loves reminding them. So I'll let you get into that side of it. But just another tough one in a long line of tough ones for Justin Fields and these Bears. Man, it's gonna be a long, ugly year. But I think, like I said, I think every week he is still showing some sign of special. He just needs a lot of help on that team around him.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep this one real quick, Willie Jack, man, because like I said, this was one of the games. You know what I'm saying? This was a pretty easy game to look at. I mean, it's what I expected from Green Bay. It looked smooth, it looked clean. They played some pretty good football. Aaron Jones played really good, over 150 yards from scrimmage, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers was sharp, you know what I'm saying, in his decision making and, you know, the way he was processing everything. But with the Bears, the only thing I would say too, Willie Jack, is when it comes to Justin Fields, man, give him an opportunity, man. He's got how many throws, you know what I'm saying, do QBs normally have a game? You know, just give me a number.
Oh man, 30? A competent starting quarterback, I don't think 30 is at all an outlandish number.
Justin Fields has 28 throws on the season.
That's combined. Yeah.
That's 2 games. That means you're not giving the ball enough to your playmakers. You know what I'm saying? And Darnell Mooney he's probably the most athletic guy on your team. Let these guys do their thing.
Well, man. Behind Justin Fields.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, get these boys the ball. Let them make some plays. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, Green Bay comes to this game. They clean, they sharp, they clean up from week 1, what we saw from them, and they look a lot better. So they come away with this W. They win 27-10. They got a tough matchup next week. I think they play Tampa Bay, man. So I'm excited to see that. Tune in to Chop Willie in the morning, man, for our predictions, man, on that Green Bay and Tampa Bay game, man. So tune in to that.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Now, on to the Monday night games, man. We had 2 Monday night games this week, man. We had a double hitter. One was a complete, well, actually both of them. Neither one was actually close. So I'm gonna be quick on this one. But the first one I'm gonna talk about is the Tennessee and Buffalo, man. Tennessee goes to Buffalo, and Buffalo, they stomps them, man. And they remind everybody why they are a lot of people's pick to go in and win this Super Bowl. They win this game 41-7 in a complete blowout, full domination. And right now, we talked about duos, right? We talked about the wide receiver duos as far as who's the best. But the combination of Allen to Diggs looks like the best in the league right now, Willie Jack. Man, you know what I'm saying? It looks like the best in the league. You know what I'm saying? The first week, 8 for 122 and a touchdown. The second week, 12 for 148 and 3 touchdowns. Hey, Diggs is looking real good, you know what I'm saying, as a number 1 receiver for Allen. And then Allen looks another good week this week. No turnovers, so he was extra sharp, over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that defense is still playing ball. You know what I'm saying? Forced 4 turnovers again. So they doing their thing, man.
Hey, day 1 game, Jarrell know what's going on, man. Big Josh, man. What I keep telling y'all. Now, if y'all been keeping score, on the Sunday Chop Willie in the morning show, your dog Willie Jack told y'all the performer of the week is going to be Big Josh. Now, I was a little short. I don't want to lie to you and tell you I didn't leave y'all short. I apologize. I promised you 5 touchdowns. I talked to Big Josh. He told me he was going for 5, but it ended up blowing out. He only got 4. Big Josh only gave y'all 4 touchdowns. My fault. He had planned on 5, but by then the game was already out of hand. It'd have been wrong if he'd have came back in and got number 5. So Big Josh only put 4 on the board for y'all. But now, just like Chop said, man, Big Josh and Stephon Diggs been special. It definitely is. And just like you said, man, looks to be the best 1-2 punch in the league as far as quarterback to receiver goes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't disagree with that at all, man. I think realistically, you get some pushback on that from Stafford and Kupp. You know what I'm saying? But I think I would give the edge to Buffalo because Josh Allen's playing better ball than.
There we go. That was my reasoning too.
Exactly. And then before this Eagles game that we're going to get to, you could have made an argument for Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Now that is still a great combination, but they coming off an ugly one for them. And so yeah, I'm just thinking on the spot, man, and I think that's it, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say Tua and Tyreek just yet, because he's got Tua, Tyreek and Waddle. I can't even give it to either one of them. But Tua and Tyreek, you know what I'm saying, are gonna make a push to get in that conversation. But I think it hit the nail right on the head. Just domination, man. My dog Miles was in the building earlier, man. He asked a question, man. I'll let y'all answer it. Was Willie right about Henry? Because hey, I don't know how many yards he had. I just know it wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can tell you. But nah, man, this is. No worries at all, man, for Big Josh and those Buffalo Bills, man. Clearly the better team, clearly the more talented team, and they played to it. This is what I enjoy about blowouts. Now, generally, I love a game as long as it's good football. 14-17, like that Patriots and Steelers games, if that would have been good football, I love those type of games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love a defensive game as well because I can appreciate defense. I don't mind this type of game where it's a blowout, was a 41-7, because just like they did what the Ravens couldn't do against the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? You don't let a team hang around, and you damn sure don't let them come back and win. But when you get a team down, step on them, close the door, whatever you want to say. And that's exactly what Buffalo did. Buffalo came out, hit them boys right in the square in the face, and never turned around, never took off, never looked back. Ran smooth off on them boys, as you should, when you're definitely the supremely more talented team and a team with real championship aspirations. And so shout out to Big Josh and them boys, man, handling their business.
For sure. All right, Willie Jack, and on to the last game, man. This was your game of the week, I believe. We had Minnesota going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, man. Eagles end up winning this game 24-7. And I'm going to go ahead and get out your way, Willie Jack. I'm going to say this. Kirk Cousins was terrible in this game. He was terrible. And if Justin Jefferson's last name was Cup, I'd have told him to put the cup down too, because he was forcing him the ball and it forced him to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Justin Jefferson is for sure a top 3 receiver in this football league. You know what I'm saying? He's a top 3 receiver, so he definitely deserves his targets. But don't forget, you still got Adam Thielen over there, who's a more than capable receiver, who was open, who they didn't try to feed the ball. He forced the ball to Justin Jefferson, which caused a lot of those particular, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those particular turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that. Whenever you go into the game, you should never be trying to force the ball to anybody. You should have just a clean outlook, go through your reads, and who's ever open, hit that guy. And Cousins didn't do that. Cousins went into this game and he blew it, man. He blew it. He was terrible.
No, I got you.
That's pretty much it. And then as far as the Eagles look real good, man. They look real good. And I'm almost ready. I'm not quite ready yet. I'm almost ready to retract my statement. I'll retract one of my statements. I did say.
I was about to ask you if you done beat me too, because I was finna come for you. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
I did say Gardner Minshew was going to be starting by week 6. I will go ahead and take that back. You know what I'm saying? I apologize to all my Eagles fans, to all my Jalen Hurts lovers. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's looking like he's going to have good control over this. And especially with them, you know, and being in control of this division, I don't see them moving on from him. As long as he's healthy, he's going to be playing. You know what I'm saying? So I'll retract that one.
No, and you know what, man? And I didn't even know that it was today's show was gonna fall like this, but it just so happens that your dog Willie Jack told y'all that the Eagles was going to the NFC Championship game. Now y'all heard this from me 2 weeks before the season started. That's all I'm saying. 2 weeks before the season started, I told y'all boys the Eagles was going to the NFC Championship game. And man, and I'll tell you, man, now I picked Minnesota in this game, and that's me letting my heart choose over my head, because Philly definitely has been the most impressive team, I think, in the NFC, and I don't think that's a discussion. So I think Buffalo and Philly in each conference has set themselves apart, in my opinion. And then my dog Jarrell, man, he stayed a long way to wait for the Eagles, man. And here you go, big dog. Eagles will handle business, man. Look damn good. And shout out to Big Play Slay, man. Shout out to Darius Slay for having an excellent game. 2 interceptions. He got a little banged up. But he drew a lot of the primary coverage on Justin Jefferson, man, and he was up to the task, and not only up to the task, but he excelled. Now, just like Chop said, and I was going to mention this as well, Kirk Cousins didn't do Justin Jefferson any favors. And so it was a lot of times where Darius Slay was able to make a lot of plays on badly placed or badly thrown balls, or just balls that just targets that just shouldn't have went to Justin Jefferson at all. And those targets get there, but that doesn't take away from the job that Darius Slay did, though, at all. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely showed up and showed out, man. So shout out to him. I think I quoted him last week in the Sunday show when I told you when he had just did a recent interview on the Pivot. I gotta stop giving them boys this free money. This the last one, Ryan Clark. I love you, but not no more. But he talked about Justin Jefferson in that interview. He called him the second best receiver in the league behind Devontae, and gave him a lot of respect. And he was like, man, I already got his circled on my, he circled, man. He one of those ones I respect him. I got to try to show up, do my thing. And man, he showed up and did just that. Played well, played probably one of the better or one of the best games he's probably in his career. I would imagine this is one of the top games just for him personally, individually, and taking into consideration the guy that he was going against an elite guy. For my money, the best guy in the business. You know what I'm saying? And to go out there and to have the day he did, man, hats off to him. Hats off to that guy, man. I tell you what, seeing that interview, man, getting to see a little bit of his personality, I'm a big fan of that guy. You know, I like him as a player. I thought he was underrated with the Lions. And now that I kind of get a little insight into him as a person, even like him even more. And then, yeah, man, shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is man, I'll tell you what, Jalen Hurts, well, I think it's 2 games in, and we had talked about it before this season that this was going to be his year to solidify his hold on this team. And already 2 games in, the way they're rolling, the way I anticipate they'll keep rolling. Like I said, I got them in an NFC Championship game, so I think that any talk of that is dead. The Eagles have found for what it seems to be their franchise quarterback, and so congratulations to Jalen Hurts, man. Continued success. I want to see y'all boys hold on to it, to keep balling, keep playing. But nah, man, that was just a great game. And I think I had that game as my game of the week because both those teams, I was super high on the Eagles from all the moves in the offseason. And then seeing Minnesota, how dominant at times they really looked against Green Bay, I want to know which one of these teams were fool's gold, so to say. I think I said that on the Sunday show. And it definitely showed and proved its worth. The Eagles are for real, and the Vikings are who the Vikings are. You know what I mean? They came out and just caught Big Brother slipping, but they may not be, a real deal, I guess, contender on that level. Chop, did I lose you? You froze on my screen. Can you hear me? Okay. Your picture. Okay. You man, you look like you got you done went from 1080 to 144. Like it's crazy blurry and crazy choppy. And man, you freezing. I can't hear nothing you saying. I can't hear you no more. You freezing. Okay, I can hear you, but it's coming through late. Okay, hold on. Now I'm losing you again. Hold on. While Chop's getting together, man, I'm gonna read some comments from my dog Jarrell. Man, he said you can't sleep on us just yet. We made adjustments on defense and came out on top for real. And that's a very good comment, Jarrell, because in that Eagles games, man, you came out dominant, just like we were talking earlier, man. Y'all didn't close the door behind y'all though. Y'all let Detroit get right back in that game, man. And you know what I mean? Now y'all end up finishing it out and getting the win, 38-31, I believe it was. But that's another game where you had a multiple score lead on an inferior opponent. Well, I shouldn't say inferior opponent, but on an opponent, you got to close that door. We lost Chop. Okay. Well, no worries. Like I said, we wrapping up anyway, man. So I'll close with these Eagles, man, and we'll get that figured out for y'all next time. Sorry, but yeah, no. So just like you said, man, y'all definitely went back to the drawing board and made some adjustments and some changes. And like you said, man, Minnesota really showed their hand, being as it's Justin Jefferson dependent as they look to want to be going into this game, because just like Chop told y'all, man, Kirk Cousins played a terrible game, and it was an obvious emphasis on wanting to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. Now, I'm not going to never not want to throw the ball to Justin Jefferson. So, like I said, I've already told y'all, I've been on that. First one that told y'all that as well. That boy's the best receiver in the game. But just like to Chop's point, man, if it ain't there, it ain't there. And I'm all for giving my guys chances. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying because Darius Slay is having a great game that we still shouldn't give my guy a chance, because I've got to have faith in my guy. But at the same time, man, you've got to be smarter and more efficient with those opportunities. One more from my dog Jarrell, man. He said Jalen Hurts is special, and he has already solidified his position. Exactly, man. I think the same way. I was thinking going into the season, man, it was going to be a question of whether or not he could hold on to this job in the early going, but they came out on fire. And yeah, like I said, I think I'm in agreement with you, man. He definitely solidified that. Let me see here. There he is. One for Jarrell. He said, yeah, same over these ways. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean on that comment, bro. I'm not sure. Then one more time, man, our dog, Real Deal STL Sports back in the building, man. Appreciate you. He said Cousins was super mid. Boy, that boy, man, he wasn't even super. That boy was, man, Reginald. Boy, that was backyard boogie. That's what that was, boy. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was terrible. So I'm curious to see how the Vikings rebound and bounce back as well. I still think that Justin Jefferson is going to have a fantastic year, like I said. So I'm not concerned as far as Jefferson and what he's going to do and what he can do in this league. It was just like I say, they lost to the better team, and Darius Slay, an All-Pro caliber style of corner, a Pro Bowl corner. He had a day. He had a great day. He was up to the task, and so hats off to him. And yeah, those Eagles are rolling, man. Those Eagles are rolling to the NFC Championship, man. Y'all just make sure y'all tell them Willie told you first when you hear it somewhere else, man. That's all I got for you.
I got you. All right, Willie Jack, man. Wrapping it up, man. Of course, we already went through all the games, man, but we always got to go through the Thursday night game. And this week, we got your squad, Willie Jack. They playing Thursday night, man. Pittsburgh going to Cleveland. What's your thoughts on that one?
Man, dog, our offense looks so ugly, man, that I just don't have any faith at all in what we're going and our ability to realistically score points. To score points that don't come from the defense or from a turnover that gives us such super favorable positioning that we can't help but to just hit our head on the goalpost. So I just have no hope there. On the Cleveland side, now they did give one away in New York to the Jets, so they're going to be super motivated to get that bad taste out their mouth. We are going to Cleveland, I believe, on the short week as well. Nick Chubb was an absolute monster last week, and so this is still matchup wise for us. The Browns are always just a tough matchup for us, honestly, on both sides of the ball. They're super loaded. Like I said, in the front four and the back four as well. I'm not gonna lie, man. It pains me to do it, man. I don't know if we got it. I don't know if we got it, man.
Hey, man I ain't trying to hear that, man. Pick a game. Pick what you got, man.
I don't know if we got it, big dog. I realistically, man, I want to say realistically, this one would probably be, and I don't know how close we keep it. I think we may be able to kind of fight in the early going, and I think a combination of the defense being stuck on the field and short field opportunities from our offense turning over the ball, I can see how this one could even get a little ugly for us, man. Could get a little out of hand, man. I can see this thing going somewhere 27-13 Cleveland.
Hey, man, if you don't pick a game, if you don't pick who you got, man,
dog, all right.
Don't worry about it, man. I got Cleveland in this game. Cleveland winning this game 20-6, and this is my thing, man. What I've seen from Pittsburgh in this last particular game against the Patriots, towards the end of the game, they start to give up a little bit of ground to the run game of the Patriots. And we all know
defense wore down, man.
We all know that's what Cleveland does. They run the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I see them coming out. I see them being able to be successful. The difference is Cleveland got two guys that can run at you. You know what I mean? So I see them being able to work Cameron Hayward out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to be able to hold it down all by himself the entire game. The only thing I can really see them doing is putting some extra guys in a box and making them throw the ball, making Jacoby Brissett win and beat them. You know, which is highly likely since Tomlin is the head coach. I think that may be the approach that he takes, but I still don't think that the Steelers will have enough. And I think that the Cleveland Browns will take care of business. The other side of that, too, is I think Cleveland Browns front seven is going to get after them quarterbacks because y'all offensive line is still struggling. Still not there. Y'all still not there. I was trying to be lenient for you.
Man, bro. Hot Garbaggio. You know what I'm saying?
Like Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, man.
No, Clowney's out, though. Clowney's out.
Well, either way, it don't matter.
They don't need them.
their front seven is gonna get out to Pittsburgh, man. So I see them doing their thing. So I got Cleveland winning this game, man. My final score is 20-6. Yeah, it's not gonna be a terrible. They're not gonna score a whole bunch of points, man. But 20-6 is what I give them.
No, I'm not gonna lie, man. I've got to go on paper, man. Of course, I'm pulling for my dogs, man. But I gotta. If I had to bet the rent money, man, I'm gonna take Cleveland 24-16. 24-16 to I guess pull this one off at home. It's a short week. It's at home, and they're super motivated. And then we just have, like I said, we just have no identity at all. Now, here's the silver lining to this game. I expect that after this week, Chop, Kenny Pickett's going to start next week because I think this is a perfect transition time because on the Thursday night game, it's a mini bye week. So we'll have 10 games until the next following Sunday when we play again. And so it was always going to be either after this week or after the official bye week, because I think whatever game that Kenny Pickett does come in and start and play for us, it was going to be when there was going to be extra practice time allotted to do it. So if Mr. Trubisky comes out there and lays another utter complete egg on this Thursday night game, then chalk it. Kenny Pickett's the guy, and he's got 10 days now to get himself acclimated because there's nothing else to lose at this point. There's no point holding him back if that's what we're getting from Trubisky. So that's the only And I'm ready for it. I'm out on Trubisky, man. I wanted him to start. I wanted him to hold on to maintain that job, and he's proven that I was a bigger fool than I thought, because now I'm ready. I'm over it. And so the only silver lining about him performing poorly or about us losing, if that's what it comes to, is that it means for me that we get Kenny Pickett. I don't know what we. If we win, winning cures all ills, at least in the short term. So if we win, I think it's hard to make the change at that point, unless it's defense gets 3 touchdowns, and those are the 3 touchdowns we win. But if we win, I'm stuck with Mitch probably until the official bye week. But if he plays, he ain't got to do nothing special. If he just goes out there and performs the way he's been performing, then I don't see how at that point we don't make a move. And so that's the only silver lining here.
Gotcha. Perfect, man. Well, Willie Jack, man, that's just about it, man. We got somebody on Facebook, man. They went ahead and commented. They said, I don't know nothing about football, but let the film speak. Keep me right. It's Lamont Ivory, man.
Oh, my dog. Hey, that's my dog. Look, hey, there you go. If you don't know nothing else but what you heard here, big dog, you know enough. I tell you that right now.
You know.
If you don't know nothing else but what you hear here, you know enough, big dog. So you good.
That's big facts, man. But Willie Jack, man, that's just about it, man. We went through everything, man. We wrapped it up. We went through the Thursday night game. Willie Jack, I think it's about time for you to bring us home, man.
Hey, there y'all go, man. Week 2 is in the books, man. So appreciate all the love, man. Appreciate everybody that came through. Chop already told y'all, man, this is the last time, man. Hey, y'all done seen next Friday, man. We got that lottery check. As soon as I got that check, we was gone. Penthouse YouTube, we in here. You seen the new edits? You seen the new tricks and the gadgets we got going on over here? We ain't going back to the hood no more, man. Ain't no more bologna sandwiches and ramen noodles, dog. Steak and shrimps right now, man. Come over to the Penthouse. Come over to YouTube. Oh, okay. I thought I lost you again. I thought I lost you. But real quick, man, the roll call. Y'all know what's going on, man. Shout out to the membership, man. Who we got in this thing today, man? We got my dog, Jarrell. Day One Gang was in the building, man. As always, holding us down. We appreciate the love. We got Real Deal STL Sports. Shout out to my dog, Skinny, in the building. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. I think Skinny and them boys, they do their thing. I think on Thursdays with us, after our show goes off, I think Skinny and his guys getting to his pod. So slide over there, man, and check my dog out, man. Real Deal STL Sports in the building. Lots of excellent and great content, man, over there for the sports scene, primarily situated right there around the greater St. Louis area. You know what I'm saying? So go in there and tap in with my dog, man. So it's always a good time over there for sure. Who else is in this thing, man? Oh, shout out to the support system, man. The home team is in the building. Appreciate you. My mom and my sister came through the building, man. I appreciate y'all always. My dog Loke, my dog Lamont slid in here on us before we got out here. Appreciate you, man. Our dog Miles was in the building. Our dog Tom was in the building. Come on, man. Big Chef, man. Big Chef does slid through on us for a little bit, man. We appreciate you. Bing Lou. Duke was in the building as well, man. Hey, we appreciate you as well. Hey, that's it. That's all, man. You know what's going on. You can say it with me if you want to. If I forgot to say your name, come on, man. Charge it to my head, man. Don't charge it to my heart. You know I was thinking about you, big dog. We appreciate the love and support as always. We moving out, man. This is it. YouTube is here, big dog. Bring your ass on, man. Stop playing. Get right before you get left, big dog, because the train is leaving the station. So come on with it, man. Come over to the YouTube, man. Have a good time over here. I'm telling y'all, we got a lot of stuff going on, man. And YouTube is the place to be a part of those things, man. So come over here, make that move, get busy, do what you got to do, man. Tap in, hit the bell, tap in with 3 amigos, man. Y'all know what we got going on. Chop just told y'all the chat, the group on Facebook will be open now. Now we are still monitoring. We're still going to be active and involved in there. But as the show itself is transitioning to YouTube, it is going to be more of just an open forum style of group. But we do want it still to be focused in NFL football centric. And so try to keep it to that, man. We will still have to, you know what I'm saying, like, stay respectful. We always encourage the debates. Y'all know we get into it as we need to, but look, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. Y'all pull a Mike Evans in here, big dog, and you out that thing, man. Don't do nothing crazy. We lining up fades though. So yeah, you talk too spicy in this group. We lining them fades. We run them. Hey, everybody here family, big dog. We run friendlies around here. You better tell them, Chop. But no, man, a lot of exciting stuff going on, man. So like I said, want everybody to have fun in that group chat. But like I said, just please, man, stay respectful and stay on topic. NFL football, man. I don't want too much going in there. Your wife's having a bake sale for your kids. Your niece and nephew got Girl Scout cookies. Hey, respectfully, big dog, keep that on your main page, man. Keep it out the group. We wanted to stay on task and on topic, man. But other than that, we appreciate the love and support as always, man. You know we can never say that enough. Catch us again Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. No watches on because we ain't got nowhere else to be, bro. But right in here with y'all, getting to it, man, and let the film speak. You see what's going on, man. Set your watch by it, boy. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. Also, week 3 is in the books. Our week 3 is on the way. Week 2 is in the books. Week 3 is on the way. Tap in with your dogs on Sunday, man. Chopping Willie in the mornings, man. Chopping Willie in the mornings on Sunday. Tap in with us, man. We have an excellent show there, man. We have a lot of good time, a lot of fun. The clip that Chop played, man. You got that clip off of Sunday, Chopping Willie in the morning, man. So tune in with us, man. Get your coffee, get your morning right, get your head together. Send your girl to run some errands. Tell your kids to go play down the street and tap in with your dogs before you sit down and watch these games, man. And so, man, yeah. Tap in with us. It's a good time as always. That's it. That's all. Love and support as always, man. We'll catch y'all next go round. Peace.